Begin transmission.
This program is intended for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised.
Well, hello everybody. Looks like I've got some latency issues with my camera again. If y'all can hear me, give me a 5x5 there in the chat. I think there's about 4 of you in there. I've got a little latency issues with the camera here. I'm going to stop it and restart it and see what happens. There, let's see if that works. Hey, thank you, Ian Sweeney, for that 5x5 there, sir. Hopefully things are looking a little better. I might be a little fuzzy there. Let's see if I clear up. Yeah, well, hopefully things will get a little better. How's everybody doing? Hope y'all are doing all right. My week has been kind of iffy. I'm kind of glad to be home today. I've got to go back to work tomorrow. And starting next week, I'm going to be going 12-hour days all week long. So, what I hate to have to do this, but, you know, it's just necessary. I'm going to have to stop regularly scheduled programming until after the New Year's probably, because week after next is going to be Christmas week. So, you know, I'm sure everybody's going to be pretty busy. Hey, Trap Jaw 72, good to see you. Glad you dropped by today. Any of you guys that want to join me on screen, please feel free to use the StreamYard link that's pinned up at the top of the chat. I'll be glad to let you come in. Yeah, 12-hour days just seem mean. Well, it could be worse. It could be 16, and I may have to pull one of those as well. So I don't know. We'll just see. Yeah, hopefully I'll be home early tomorrow. But after that, I'm probably going to be working all day Saturday from here on out as well until Christmas. Of course, I've got the day before Christmas, the day before the Christmas weekend, that'd be the 23rd off. I had a 12-hour nap once. Does that count? No, I'm afraid not, Ian. That don't count at all. Not at all. But anyway, yeah. I do have, hey, there's Rolo. Hey, Rolo. Good Lord, have mercy. I could hear you just then when you said ha ha. What you doing there, Rolo?
I was just switching off the channel so that we don't have any echoes or any audio problems, my friend.
Well, you sound pretty damn good. You're looking kind of crazy though. Let's see, you got
You know why
reindeer
I'm here
antlers.
for. I'm here for cheering you up, my friend.
You know, you're doing a damn good job of that. Let's see, we got reindeer antlers, we've got Christmas tree sunglasses, and we've got Rudolph's red nose flashing. Plus, we have probably one of the ugliest Christmas sweaters I've seen in a while.
Johnny Mexican bootleg, my friend.
Now, Ian Sweeney says Christmas Rolo, excellent. All right. Yeah, I was just telling everybody I'm fixing to have a hellacious week here coming
I
up,
know.
and
I
be
know.
working 12-hour days, probably some maybe even 16s. We'll just have to see, but I'm not going to let that stop me. I'm going to let that fill my pocket up with money.
Well, buddy, sometimes, especially at that time, things are necessary. And even if it's necessary, program another thing. Unity here is understanding very well what you're going through once in a while. We had that in the summer, so we are pretty used to that, my friend.
TrapJaw72 says hello there to you, Rolo, and I'm just kind of chilling here. I've got latency issues with my camera. I know I'm probably herky jerky in that.
Hello.
It may clear up here in a minute. I'm probably going to have to shut the toy cam off. That's probably the main thing. As you can see, I made a purchase here recently. I got Point Dread. That's a vintage Point Dread. It's probably in excellent shape. The only thing missing is the cardboard insert that goes on the inside. But have no fear. Once Zach Paris comes back from his vacation, he'll go ahead and send me a replacement for that. But there you go. And Bjorn Jorgensen says, I am here. You may begin. Thank you, Bjorn. I appreciate that. Anyway, I thought I would share that with you. Also, let's see if that camera is active there. Yeah, you can see my hand. Very good. We're going to open this. This just arrived today. Can you guess what this might be, Rolo?
I don't have a clear idea.
All right. Well, we'll find out here shortly. We'll find out. See, Ian Sweeney says that is a solid purchase. Nice. And Trapjaw says, I'm surprised we didn't get an Origins Point Dread. Well, just hang on there, Trapjaw. You never know. And Barely's here. Hello, Barely. Good to see you.
Hallo nach Österreich. Liebe Grüße.
And Bjorn says, my Ollie's had a crap ton of Motu Origins. Yeah, if you're on Instagram and you're subscribed to Bjorn Jorgensen, he posted a picture of all kinds of Motu Origin stuff at his Ollie's, and it's all on sale for like $20, $19.99. I'm talking Wind Raiders, Battle Cat, Panther, all kinds of stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. But I got tired of waiting for Point Dread to come out in Origins. So I got a vintage one. And like I said, that thing is in really good shape. I was surprised when it arrived that the stickers on the Talon Fighter are in such excellent shape that I don't have to replace the stickers. So
well, I do feel that that on your last show that you had together with Jim Largo and Grande Jim, there is almost everything in it that has to be said about Motu and Motu Origins and the further development. Might a couple of details I would have dropped in if I would have been a part of this discussion, but mainly this is what we have to expect in the future. I think you gripped it down very well. Very well.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Rolo. I pretty much just trying to see what people want and see what we give an idea of what we expect. I expect a Point Dread to release at some time or another. However, having a vintage Point Dread right now, I may not be so quick to pull the trigger when it comes out, if you know what I mean. I may wait and let the thing go.
I know exactly what you mean, and there you pick up a very good point, because now here in Mexico, for example, there's a strange situation occurring, right? Which also might have to do with the general
Hang
economic.
on for a second there, Rolo. Welcome, Zazel. I appreciate you coming in the house. You're welcome to come on the show. I've got a pinned comment at the top with the StreamYard link if you'd like to join us on the show. Same to you there, Radical Toys. Good to see you in.
Adam.
And Bjorn Jorgensen says Point Dread is going to come out next year. That is his prediction. Okay. You may be right. Go ahead, Rolo. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just want
No. Come on. Anytime the community is first, right? So the point that I was just about to make is, well, I'm out of the tune. I forgot it.
Well, the thing is, like I said, I've got Point Dread now. It's a vintage.
All right. I tell you, the strange situation that here's in Mexico occurring right now maybe have to do with the general economical situation as well. But you do get more and more collections in offer. So now you have the strange situation that you again can find vintage stuff for a price that might be equal or even below to origin stuff. And compared to the fact that origin stuff here in Mexico is really, really difficult, really hard to get. They put a hefty price tag on certain figures anyway, right? So right now I'm in the same situation as if you want to like this. If I pull the trigger with the small money that I do have, if I pull the trigger, do I do it on some origins or do I do it on an original? And if the original is in an acceptable state,
hang on, Rolo. Whoever that is, Oswin 47 Uzi, whoever you are, we don't appreciate that. Bjorn, put them on timeout, and if they continue to do that, get rid of them. That may be somebody that's on Twitch. I think it is. All right.
That's a
I
bot.
don't know how to get rid of them on
That's
Twitch.
a bot, my friend. That's
I don't know how to get rid of them on Twitch. Damn bots.
Don't worry. You just click on Twitch. You're just going to click on the icon, and there you got your administrator commands, my friend.
All right. I don't even have Twitch open right now. I don't even know. Let me see Twitch.
Don't worry about him. Just ignore him. And later on, Jim or I, we're gonna tell you how to modify Twitch that this is not even happening. Right? Twitch gives you the possibility to exclude these types of things.
All right. First of all, I'm gonna have to.
Don't worry about it. No, it's a bot. It's a bot. It's not a person.
All right, let's see. Can I moderate that? I don't know how to moderate things on Twitch. Yes. Mod view.
For that I say don't you worry. Just edit it.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Hey, Largo.
Yeah, greetings from.
I'm going to try to see if I can get rid of something over here. Keep an eye on your dock next. Add remove widgets. Need all this junk here. All right, skip all. Let me get out of that. All right, let's see if I can figure out how to get rid of
exactly this. My friend.
All right, ban. All right, there. I got rid of them, I think. All right. There. Good to see you there, Largo. I don't see your face, but I see Supermobile down there beating the hell out of Amazo.
Yeah, working on it. Sorry, technical difficulties today.
Yeah, me too. I had to kill the toy cam. It was making me freeze and look funny. My
Is that what
wife,
happened to Rolo?
he turned into Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. My
I
wife
just turned
bought me a
into.
Keurig. My wife.
No,
bought
you
me a
have to
Keurig.
say.
Rudolph the
She bought you
Red-Nosed
something
Reindeer.
cute.
I can't sing worth a crap, Rolo. You can sing a hell of a lot better than I can. My wife bought me a Keurig and put it down here in the junk room with me, so I don't have to leave when I get ready to make a cup of coffee.
Well, bless her heart. She does think about you.
Occasionally, unfortunately, she's not going to be here till in the morning. She's been at work since yesterday morning.
Wow, it is
Oh
just
my
something this
God.
year. It
Yeah.
seems like a lot of folks are burning the midnight oil.
Yeah, I don't know if you caught it earlier today, but they're going to put me on 12s all next week. Maybe even a 16 or 2. I'm going to just make some money. That's all I can do. See, Ian says every time I see that image from the comic, it makes me want to get the Supermobile despite having previously decided against it. I'm just going to be an enabler. Come on, man. You know you want it.
Yep. Grindhead is sending me a care package with one in it, so I hope to add
The
that to my
Supermobile is
collection.
an excellent little toy, and it looks great. Unfortunately, the villain capture coffins don't work, but hey, who cares? Just use it for storage.
Exactly.
Put extra.
I got
extra
one short bit of news, Bill. I'll
Yeah.
just share this real quick before my train of thought derails. Reason I was running late today is because I had to go by my mailbox. I got my final Dorkside shipment. Sadly, they are going out of business, and this was their last exclusive, their first exclusive with Valaverse, and so I picked up the Infantry Commando. Great sculpt, great figure. Another, knocked it out of the park. Valaverse, good deal. From what I understand, their final days will be sometime next week for Dorkside. No explanation of why they're going out of business, so it's kind of a bummer. But good news is anybody who still wants these, apparently Bobby got the rest of the stock of these infantry commandos, and they're going to be over on his site.
No. Hold on. No, Adam.
No.
Time out, brother. This is a company called Dorkside Toys. It's an online store. They're
Right.
the ones going out of business, not Valaverse. No.
Yeah, these guys had an exclusive with Valaverse for this particular figure. So it's just them, but this figure will still be available over on Valaverse's website. So that's all the news is fit to print. Bobby already put out a video about it.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. As far as Dorkside goes,
They might have overweight themselves, right?
Yeah, agreed,
No
Roll.
idea.
That's about what I was going to say. As far as Dorkside goes,
Say that
they
might be
probably
that out a
probably
little bit.
just weren't making money. They probably made some poor business decisions at some point or another, and just couldn't. It wasn't sustainable. Of course, we know that a couple of their disgruntled employees put something out there on the internet. I don't know where that wound up at. Probably over there at Reddit or somewhere like that. And made some allegations, and we don't know how true those allegations may or may not be. So
Exactly.
take that.
It's just unfortunate. I've been a Dorkside customer for a while, and there's been no official statement. There's been no apology or any news on what's going on
Don't
with
expect
pre-orders.
anything. If I were them, I wouldn't say a word either. I would just try to fill my orders and be done with it. And hopefully that's what they're going to do. They're going to fill their orders. A lot of people have been worried about that.
Yeah, it does appear to be, because this was a pre-order that I had, and they did fulfill it. So I just picked it up today.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that you got yours, and seeing as where you are in the situation that you're in, that's a great, wonderful thing for you.
Exactly. It's just a bummer because, you only have so many toy sellers that you can work with when you're dealing with international shipping. And so it's just one less vendor out there. But, that means there's room for somebody else to pick up the slack.
Rolo finally got tired of that damn headset. I don't blame you, brother. Get that damn thing off your head every chance you get. I don't
That
see
is
how
a
you-
very, very festive sweater, my friend.
It is. It is Mexican bootleg, traditional.
a
Beautiful.
bootleg Mexican sweater. Everything's bootleg in the Rolo house.
Except Rolo.
Even
He's
the-
he's
even-
the
even the
only
house is
original
a
genuine.
bootleg.
He's an original. Hell, they broke the mold when they made a Rolo.
That's it.
No, I'm not made in Mexico. This is clearly visible. Though. Mexican
Oh,
will deny it.
He's
Huh?
German built and made.
That's it.
Mexicans will say no, thank you. We're not associated in building this guy.
And Bjorn says he's never had any orders from Dorkside. I don't think I've ever ordered from them either. I was aware of them, but I stuck with the Entertainment Earth and Big Bad Toy Store. There wasn't anything over there that interested me as far as that went. Did you see the Point Dread that I got there, Largo?
I was just trying to get my equipment set up when you were showing it off, but I
Well,
heard
let
you
me
mentioning it.
warning people. I'm going to start this camera up, and when I do, sometimes it kills me a little bit as far as latency goes, and so I may be freezing up a little bit. Let's see if it'll catch it. There it goes.
I'll turn my camera off, see if that helps.
That's
Me
not
too.
going to help any. That's not going to help any. Turn your camera right back on. It's not going to help the things in here. This is all on my end on my computer. It has nothing to do with StreamYard.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
All right.
Check that out.
That is pretty.
It looks almost brand damn new. Whoever had it kept it in good shape. Even the stickers on the Talon Fighter were in such good shape that I'm not going to have to replace them at all.
That's awesome. That is a great find. And like we were talking about earlier, it's definitely something that we should see in the Origins line.
Yeah.
But the original is always going to be the best.
Like I was telling Rolo, now that I've got this,
I'm
when
sure
the
as you
Origins
got, I'm
version
not
comes
so, I'm
out,
not so
I'll be
sure.
proud. What'd you say there, Rolo? What'd you
That
say,
I'm
Rolo?
not so sure as your guys. I already told you. I already told you that I'm pretty convinced that you burned it down in the last show very much, apart from a couple of details. And this is one of the details. I'm really not so convinced about the ongoing of the motor line at all and with who it's going to stick, because they're just firecracking right now, right? And we still have that May 2023 ongoing. We have the situation that Hasbro lost a couple of important brands to Mattel. And anyway, there is a couple of interesting going on in toy industry in general. So I'm not that sure, especially when I see that the new waves hardly include any play sets, and that the only play set that we are going to get was for pre-order and for a price from out of space. I'm not that sure. Well, we have pre-announced Snake Mountain, but we don't have announced in which form it's going to be presented. Right? Is it going to hit stores, which I hardly doubt? Is it going to be like a Matty collector thing? No, Mattel online special thing, pre-order thing. I don't know, but the general direction that it takes, it does not, and the insecurities that are still in there, because no matter what a bunch of people on their channels are shouting out, Mattel is not the owner of the brand. No, when they were bad in the 90s, they sold it off. Sony Universal is the owner of the brand, and they're going to redecide what is going to be done with the brand in general in May 23, when this contract's going out. Of course, people will be talking like a couple of months or a year ago, and talks will be ongoing, but Mattel is not the only competition here. And
that is true.
One of the
but our
reasons,
buddy Adam over at...
I
was just going to say, our buddy Adam over at Radical Toys was able to get a sneak peek of some of the ongoing Mattel offerings. It looked like quite a few Masterverse, including a Prince Adam, which is good. But you're right, no play sets, no vehicles mentioned yet. But I think that there's still some enthusiasm there.
There's a
Well,
lot of
I
enthusiasm.
think the Snake Mountain, if they don't release that thing retail, it's game over as far as I'm
Hmm.
concerned. And
No.
as far as Snake
Just let
Mountain
me
goes,
make that point. And I promise I will be quiet because what you say is exactly what I wanted to come for. It's just one more second. I
go
promise
ahead.
I will be quiet. This thing is running to the Snake Mountain. It's not the first time that we're seeing something being announced for the future when even the planning of the line is uncertain. And finally, it never becomes released or it comes released under another brand. Right. And this is pretty much the situation that we're in here. I do think that Mattel is firing up a lot about Masters of the Universe because partially they do need to. Because if they don't do nothing with the brand and if they don't do it now, Universal definitely will sell it off. Right? That's the thing.
Yeah, that's a fair point, Rolo, because, many of us who were collectors of the DC Universe Classics, we thought Mattel would never lose the DC license, but they did.
They
And
did
then
nothing
what
with it.
happened?
They did nothing with it, and it only went worse. And
Well,
so of course, they
the
sold off.
brand manager of that had a lot to do with that too. I think if you know who I'm
Yeah.
talking about,
Yes,
wink,
sir.
nod. But yeah, what I was talking about with the Snake Mountain there was
Oh,
if they don't release that thing retail, game over. And as far as I'm concerned, I've
the
already made
Dark
my
Knight
mind up.
Lich.
Don't mention his name, please. You know what happens when you say the devil's name 3 times.
Well, he is
I did,
definitely
and I
part
did,
of
I
the
did, I-
problem, but it takes a whole village, including the village idiot, to make something happen. There were
Yeah,
a
well,
lot of fingers in that pie.
back to
Yes.
Snake Mountain, guys.
Yes.
I've made my mind up. All right, I'll buy it if it comes out retail. If it don't come out retail, I'm not going to give a shit because I've got one. It ain't complete. It's on its way, vintage. I'm going to restore the son of a bitch. I may even paint it up like I did Castle Grayskull if I get a wild hair up my ass this summer and make it look even better. But the guy I talked to that's going to be shipping that thing to me said that the microphone does work in it.
Cool.
So that's a plus. I know it doesn't have the bridge in the front. I've already got a replacement
if
bridge
not,
on its way.
Will,
Go ahead, Rolo. Rolo just froze.
I can
There you go.
I can definitely, if the microphone really does not work or is weak, help you with that. I have a little bit of experience with fixing that issue there.
Cool. But like I
It's
said,
not much about it.
I figure it's not. But like I said, I've got a replacement bridge on its way. When I was looking at the pictures of it, I didn't see the trap door, so I've got another trap door coming. If it does have a trap door, I'll have 2 trap doors. I don't care. The trap doors are not that expensive. As far as the shackles go, I know several different places where I can buy decent replacement shackles. However, what I'm thinking about doing, I'm thinking about making some real chain shackles.
That would be nice, and I'm sure there's some either jewelry sellers or maybe somebody on Etsy that can hook you up with that.
Oh, I've got chains out the butthole here because I've got that monster scene set over there,
That's
and
right.
I bought a whole spool of little chain for that looks like iron chain, like you would chain a body up to, except action figure size. But the other thing I was thinking about with the bridge, those bridge posts are kind of flimsy and fragile. I was thinking about replacing those with actual wood and hanging little string between them, and maybe even putting some moss on the string so that it looks real. I mean, I'm planning on going all out with this thing. I've already got a bone throne and a conference table that goes in Snake Mountain that I've had for a long time. So I've got furniture to go in it. I can make that thing look really, really nice. And basically, it's like Castle Grayskull. It's a backdrop for the toys to play in front of, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And like I said, with Point Dread and my Snake Mountain coming on their way, it's going to make me be initially hesitant to buy any new play sets from Origins, and I can just wait for the shit to go on sale, which it will. We've already seen it happen too many times, and that's why I agree with Rolo. The brand is not as strong as people want to think it is, and I'm not meaning that in a bad way. I'm just saying this
No,
is a
we
pure.
love this brand. I call myself Masters
Yeah, we
Maniac
love it. It's
Mexico.
not because we
So
hate the
I'm
brand
sorry.
that we're
Yes.
saying this. We're not saying we want this to happen. All I'm
No.
saying is this is empirical evidence. It's right here in front of us. You can ignore it
Yeah.
if you want to.
It's one probable position, right? But if we're talking that this thing will go on whatever ways, it always did. And even in the 10 years between the end of the line in total on retail at the mid of the 90s to the pickup of the Moto Classic line, always there was something appearing like fan wise and I don't know what. And Bill, that me and Jim are very keen on building a counterpart to that development to build Eternia for you in a way that that they're not doing it right now. We're not looking for copy any playset, but doing that. And I can show a little advancement because well, Jim was not that sure if we are able to do that, but I will show you right now. Done a couple of years ago that I've been sent it to as a example piece by Marcos right now of what we are able to do, and this is the way that we will go, guys. So what do I have here is a 3D molded shield with sword, if you want, right? So this thing we have done like this. It has 75 centimeters height. You can also do it 75 centimeters wide, and you have a perfect square that you can mold. As you can see, we can go very detailed, that you can mold in any way that you want to build that Eternia stuff up and get play parts, no? Maybe 4 of these plates in one set to build a certain section or whatever, no? But there will always be Moto stuff because fans are there. Fans are there,
Absolutely.
and we will make it. Even anyway, just like in movies, it's taking this direction, right? Hollywood is not offering us what we want to see. We just get angry, and we get more angry and more angry. And a couple of people started, instead of being angry, being creative and making their own stuff. And this is what we're
Right.
doing for toys, right? And I think it's taking this direction anyway. You can be sad about it or not, but you can take it as an advantage as well. We will deliver. We will laugh, and that's the difference. Mattel doesn't laugh; they just want to suck out the shit out of it.
No, they want
Well,
that
as-
money. They want that money, but they don't know how to make that money. You're going to hear my coffee pot grinding here in just a second.
Amen.
Well,
But yeah,
it's one of our favorite YouTubers often says, the fans are doing the best work. There's a
Well,
lot of
that's
great
true.
stuff that's going to be out there. And what you're doing, Bill, with taking that old Snake Mountain and restoring it, following the footsteps of Toy Polloi and some of the other greats out there that are giving new life to old toys, man, that is so awesome. And that's a fun way to take something that, was
Lots
a part of your
better.
childhood and improve on it. Because not only can you, restore it, you could even modify it and make it your own, and maybe
And
come up with something even
that's
cooler.
probably what's going to wind up happening in the long run there, Largo. Let's address the chat here.
Bjorn.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, maybe, but small change for small figures. Radical Toys says, I think they're obligated at this point for Snake Mountain to hit retail. There'll be a lot of angry mobs on their hands, if not possibly.
Yeah.
He also says classic Merman coming, and his brother got him a mini comic, Stratos. Very good.
Groovy.
And he brings up a very good point. We got to get Mr. Home Arcade on the show. If you
That would
guys
be
have
fun.
not gone over to Mr. Home Arcade and watched that, this shit is hilarious as hell. I mean, it's like, oh shit, it's He-Man. I'm gonna beat your ass. I mean, I'm serious. This is the funniest shit ever. And if I can get this guy on the show, and he's done some videos other than just playing with his toys. He showed a video recently of this damn diorama that he built to on his shelving to hold his collection. And this guy is awesome. And if I can get him on the show, I've already reached out to him, and maybe I can get him to come on the show sometime. We'll see. And there's Jordell Fresh Breeze. Good to see you there, Jordell. Good to have you here in the comment section. And like I said, you guys, if any of you guys want to be on the show with Largo and Rolo and I, just feel free to hit that StreamYard link that's posted.
Oh, literally, I'm also ready to hop out for anyone that wants to hop in. I just came here because you started your show like you never started your show ever in your show life before, with like a sad face and a bad attitude and like 12 hours of work and I don't know what. So I decided just to hop on quickly.
Well, I'm glad you did, Rolo, because when you were dressed up like Rudolph, you looked hilarious. And I think that's what you wanted me to see.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. No chance for tears anymore. And we just got into a nice discussion, and so I did my job. I'm very pleased to hop off for anybody that wants to hop on.
You don't have to. I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, but I have to build diorama back there.
Yeah, I watched you building. I watched you building that yesterday. I didn't get to stay on all the whole time, but I did watch you building that, and that was a lot of fun. And if you guys get a chance to go over to Resurrection Toys channel,
guys, let's make that deal, right? This here is my channel. This here is my homestead. So I will not going to be away 1 minute. I be in the back. I be in the comments till this show is over, and after that, I'm going live with the normal part of number 9 of Resurrection Toys pre-Christmas stream. And I will continue a little bit on the diorama here in the meantime. And I also, believe it or not, solved the problem of the Sandcrawler. So I'm ready to battle, right?
All right. Wilhelm Toy
can continue with that.
From work. You be safe there, Will. And like I was saying, if you guys get a chance to catch Rolo over there on Resurrection Toys' Twitch stream, please do, because it's a whole lot of fun. You can earn bits just by watching the channel, and then you can use those bits to make Rolo dance and drink water or all kinds of crazy stuff. He'll sing a song to you if you get enough bits. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, my name is Rolo. My name is not Grindhead. I don't do beer though. I do water and fruit drinks.
Did you guys see that
Schnapps
picture of Grindhead Jim posted on Facebook the other day when his power went out?
Nope. I put a nickel in the jukebox there. Rolo, can you tell us a little bit about your pet project for doing your Motu audio?
Did you hear what he said, Rolo?
What?
He said,
"What's happening right now?"
Yeah, with your pet project with your audios, Motu audios. Tell us a little bit about that. You got something going on there?
He just said Schnaps. Schnaps is like pushing a button on a German, and he knows that. This is why he said Schnaps. He's an intelligent guy, right? He knows that the German will react on another way on the word Schnaps, no? So he got what he expected to.
Yes, I did. I'm guilty.
Yeah,
but you had mentioned on your Twitch stream about doing some audios based on the German storybooks from Masters of the Universe. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. Oh, yes. So this is one of my projects. As I am connected to the German community as well as to the English-speaking community very much in the last years. And I do know that there is a very high interest within the Masters of the Universe.
Looks like he's having some gremlins in the interweb there.
He's got the crappiest.
Here we go. It was the last.
You had mentioned that you and your German comrades were doing something with
So what was the
O2.
last thing that you heard? I want to translate, or I did already translate the first 6 episodes of our 38 episode following up of Masters of the Universe audiobooks, and I'm looking for speakers. So I'm looking for enthusiasts. That does not be professionalists. That does not. But this, if you ever wanted to be Merman, Shira, or whatever absurd character, because we have, you're the perfect Shira, Bill.
No,
You got the
what
job.
I want to suggest getting in touch with Rob Carlson.
For doing voice acting?
Yes, get in touch with Rob Carlson. He
It's
runs
not-
a channel called Masters of the Mini Comics.
Oh, I know that channel. Actually, I'm subscribed to it.
He's
the
real easy to
idea
get
is
in touch
just-
with. He's real easy to get in touch with. He's on Facebook. If you would DM him on Facebook, he'd
Look,
be more
guys.
than happy to work with you. I know I'm not speaking for him, but I know his enthusiasm. I bet dollars to donuts he would be willing to work with you on that. And Aaron over on Twitch, hey, thank you for stopping by there, my friend.
The thing is,
Adam
Bill. The
says,
thing is, Bill. I just want to keep it.
they just leaked Wave 12 Origins, folks. He's got to go cover it. So Adam's going to go cover the leaked Wave 12 figures over on his channel.
Awesome.
If you guys want to run over there, I certainly understand. I'm going to continue to grind over here. Not to
Just a
grind him
quick
too.
shout out for Ian talking about his new Superman Clark Kent mug. I totally understand. I'm a big sucker for anything Clark Kent. It's kind of a sub collection. If you love Superman, it's hard to find good Clark Kent stuff.
And Blue Harvest Toys came in. I kind of gave him the salute there when he first posted hello there. Blue Harvest, if you want to be on the show, you got anything you'd like to talk about, this is an open mic night. There's a StreamYard link up at the top pinned. And just grab it and come on in if you'd like. I mean, it's an open show. And a World Made of Cardboard just showed up. Good to see you there. I hope you made it home. I hope you're not driving.
Oh, no. I don't know if it's that good to see a world made of cardboard. I will just switch camera very quickly.
Uh-oh.
If you want to
What just triggered him, Largo?
It was the schnapps.
Was it the snobs?
Yep. And cardboard.
He's
want
all he's I don't know what you did to him, Cardboard, but
to the
something
world.
just triggered Rolo.
Well, while he's working on his gremlins, does anybody want to see this new infantry commando? I went ahead and popped him out of the box.
Yeah, let's see that. And thing is, I got something to open here in a minute that I've been teasing.
Okay.
But that would be
Yeah, I'm
great.
real impressed. It's it's typical Valaverse fare. It's their standard buck with a great paint job on it. I really like the camo he did this time. Got some desert
Don't worry
colors
about it there,
going
Blue
on.
Harvest. I understand. I know it's late over there. You stay warm and cozy. I have no idea what you did, Cardboard, but whatever it is, it triggered Rolo.
Yeah, his internet's a little fuzzy today, so he's going in and
No, he did me. That's a pity.
I did see some of that Blue
He
Harvest.
did me
I need
a
to go back
favor.
and watch the rest of it.
Yes, Bob Breakin is doing some stuff with that. It's really cool. I caught a little bit of it. It's neat to see the anniversary.
I have to
of,
make a full stop. So if you
Go ahead, Rolo.
if you have not understand me, I have to before people misunderstand me. He did me a favor, right? What I was showing on big camera is that I'm in a mess of 332 parts of a sand crawler made of cardboard because he inspired me to do so. And although I'm suffering a lot on camera, I do love it. So I just want to say thank you for bringing me into cardboard building, buddy, in my own personal German way. Germans can't just hug you. We need to break you the knows
That's
before.
it. Yeah, World Made of Cardboard loves to collect and make the
Oh,
how would you
guys, my
call it? The old
internet is really
punch.
fuzzy. I'm going out.
Thanks, Rolo. Sorry about the internet. I understand. Y entiendo
Yeah.
un poco.
And while he's doing that, Blue Harvest Toys got to meet Bob last week and had him sign his Palatoy Death Star. That is awesome, awesome. That's nice.
That is
Mark.
very cool. Yeah, Bob
And,
is a super nice guy. Everybody that's met him said he is just a treat to be around. And it's really nice to see that, you know, people who remember Action Man and Action Force and everything good that Palatoy was doing still has a lot of respect for that brand. Great quality stuff. And to know that they even give a little nod to what Valaverse is doing with the new version of Action Force. That's kind of cool. So good stuff.
All right. Before things get too far along, I'm going to once again pull the toy cam up, which may cause some friction here, but let's just see. Let me wait for to see if it'll catch. Once it catches and comes on, I've got something that just arrived in the mail today that I want to open up.
Cool.
And Blue Harvest says Bob is his hero. Well, that's a wonderful thing, man. And it's good sometimes to meet our heroes. Sometimes when you meet them, it's not as great as you think. But if that turned out good, I'm glad for you, man.
Yeah. Have you ever seen any interviews with Bob Breakin, Bill?
I have not.
Super, just a neat guy who is very creative. He worked a lot on the original designs for Palatoy's version of, you know, the 12-inch GI Joe, which was their Action Man. Did a lot of really cool stuff there. And then when they went to the smaller Action Force, he designed one of the most iconic pieces, which was the Robo Skull, along with many of their signature characters. Just a cool guy. And he, you know, of course, he didn't work alone. He had a great design team that worked with him, but they did some really innovative stuff, not just with Action Force, but also with their version of some of the Star Wars toys, like the Death Star. They did a much better Death Star than what Kenner gave us, in my opinion.
Yeah, they did. It was actually more playable, and it was kind of in a round, round toy, and it was fun. All right, guys, real quick, I want to open this up.
Toy cam looks good.
Yeah, let me all right. I want to give Blue Harvest a wrench, and this is gonna hurt, folks. So just hang tight while I pull up YouTube and get into the studio so that I can give him a wrench real quick. I wish my wrenches could give wrenches, but wrenches aren't able to do that. Only I can do that.
That's right. You've got the touch. You've got the power. Perhaps if Blue Harvest has a moment, he could jump on the stream and just share some thoughts, and then we can all go over and see his.
Well, he's
his
in the bed,
video.
man. He just
that's right.
hopped in the bed. He just hopped in the bed, Largo. If you remember.
I forget about the time zone
cold
difference
over there, and he doesn't feel like getting out of bed. Yeah, he's kind of watching us there on his phone while he's snuggling up under the covers.
I understand that.
All right, so let me go to the dashboard here. I'm pretty sure I'm real slow now. I'm killing all my computing power by doing this. But just for you, Blue Harvest, I'm going to give you a wrench, or as they say in the UK, a spanner.
Well, your audio and video is still good, Bill. I don't sense any lag, so maybe the internet gremlins are smiling on you
good.
at the moment.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, internet gremlins. All right.
Ian Sweeney says in the chat that the Robo Skull, aka what you see when you look at a TIE fighter while on Scarecrow's fear gas. That's a fair assessment.
Okay. All right. So Blue Harvest, you now have your spanner, sir. And if you want to post that link, you feel free to. I've got you. And I may not have gotten it to him in time. He says, I'll come on next time to talk about it. Okay, cool.
Excellent.
But you got your spanner. You got your spanner there, brother. So you do what you will with that. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I'm severely lagged on this camera. That
It
took
doesn't look
me
too
at
bad.
least 10 seconds before my hand appeared. And now
Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it's 5 seconds for my hand to disappear. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to kill this camera up here and see if the toy camera will stop being latent. All right, let's see if we can catch that toy cam up. All right.
The World of
No.
Cardboard says, I almost bought a Palatoy Death Star, but my wife would have turned me into Alderaan. Fair point. It is a great toy, but
I can only
oof.
imagine. All right, let's see if I'm getting caught up here. Ooh, that's pretty bad. It looks good. Thank you there, Blue Harvest. Thank you, y'all. He's got a link there to his channel. If you're not
Excellent.
subscribed to him, rush over there and subscribe to him real quick. And Corey Scully says, hello, found you from Resurrection Toys. Well, thank you, sir. I see that you're on Twitch. If I don't know how it works on Twitch. I don't do Twitch, but if there's a way to follow me or subscribe to me or something over there, I would certainly appreciate it, man. And let's see if my latency issues have cleared up here. No. So I'm going to do this.
So there's the link for Blue Harvest, and there's the interview. I definitely highly recommend that. When you guys get a chance, go over there and check that out.
Oh man, this is terrible.
I know, Bill. You're doing well, though. I mean, it's been one of those days. It feels more like a Monday than a Friday.
I swear. Look, I'm just going to ignore the camera, and I'm just going to start working here, and you'll just see me. I'll be delayed a little bit.
Okay.
But anyway, we're going to open this up and see what's inside.
What's
I
a
already
unique
kind of got a
package?
clue what's inside.
Just from the
Now-
thinness of it, I would guess maybe a book or a magazine or something like that. But we'll see when you pop it open there.
Well, you know what? You're on track there. You're on track.
Did you get a pinup
All right,
calendar?
so what do we?
I'm not telling
Nope.
your wife.
Thank you for your purchase. We appreciate your business and would love to hear back from you. Please rate us on eBay and hope to do business with you again. Have a great day. Worcester County Picker and Worcester County Hat Picker. Okay. All right. And what else do we have here? We have, is there anything in this, or did he just put that in there?
I would
All
hope
right, this
so.
this is not something I ordered. This is just something he put in for packing. This is not something I ordered, but this is the Kenny Loggins keep the fire outer part. No record in there whatsoever. He just put that in there to give it some packing.
Just to have
what else
that
do we
picture of
have?
Kenny Loggins is good enough. He's such an icon.
Yeah. All right. So nice. Here we go. And
Oh,
he's got that
yeah.
on. He's got that on another record sleeve for an old RCA Victrola record sleeve here. I'm going to keep that as well, and he's got it taped down. Well,
kudos for the protective packaging, knowing that some things get kick dropped when they go through the
As long as
mail.
everything in here is intact and it's exactly what he said he ordered, you know I'm going to give him some good grades on this.
You
I'm going to
bet.
try to remove this. He's got this 1,000-mile-an-hour tape on here that's kind of. I'm kind of having some trouble getting off.
That's always a challenge.
I don't want to destroy.
That's funny.
Yeah.
We were just talking about those kind of books with Rollo. I have seen the German versions. Now, is that an international or an English version, or what kind of flavor is that one that you found?
This is the actual storybook and record that came with Point Dread, the play set.
Oh, wow. Perfect. Since you just got your Point Dread.
And if you haven't yet done so, which the way you're talking, Largo, it makes me think, okay, he hasn't yet done so. Last year, I posted the audio and slideshow of what's in this storybook online.
Is that on your
my
blog
channel.
or is that on your YouTube?
It's on my YouTube channel. So
Okay.
which if you'll look for the Power of Point Dread, and the
Mhm.
second part is called Danger at Castle Grayskull. You'll be able to hear the audio and read along the story that's in this. It's a comic book. It's in comic book form. But unlike a lot of other folks that do these things, they just post the page itself and the audio with it.
Mhm.
I actually zoomed in on the pictures on the page and kind of moved it along so you kind of follow along with each panel as there's the story actors are speaking for the characters.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Yeah, I haven't
And
looked at all your
Blue
back
Harvest
catalog
is-
stuff, Bill, but I sure will. Now, is this just a minty fresh version that you got for your collection? You already had a version of this
yes,
before?
yeah.
Okay.
No, I had one back when I was a kid. Yes, Largo, but sadly, I think that went the way of the dinosaur. So I had to get another one. And I've always wanted to have this. And yes, the story itself. If you want to read it without actually buying a vintage storybook, is available in that collection of He-Man comics that's hardback
Right.
that they released here recently. I am pulling tape loose so that I can get this thing out. So just bear with me. I mean, I could.
Good night,
I could
Ian.
always,
Ian's
use
headed to
it.
an early. He's got an early start tomorrow, so he's gonna get some shut eye.
So I can
Yeah.
always do this and let y'all see what I'm doing. So
Yeah.
that it doesn't seem like I'm just speaking and you're wondering why you're not seeing anything. But there's some tape here that I'm trying to get to come loose. And like I said, it's like 1,000-mile-an-hour tape. It doesn't. It would probably hold a canvas on the back of a deuce and a half going 1,000 miles an hour.
Well, he's definitely trying to protect your investment there. But yeah, these.
And I appreciate that. And of course, there are those of you who don't know what a deuce and a half is. Would you tell everybody what a deuce and a half is?
A deuce and a half is a military vehicle, Korean War era, from what I remember. They're still, I don't know if they're still in service, Bill, but when I was in the National Guard, we still had them. I don't know if the regular
I think
Army
they've
is
been
using
replaced
them
by the
anymore.
5-ton.
But it's
they've been replaced by the 5-ton.
Yeah, they were a great big old truck that was extremely hard to drive because it's just big and hard to see, and had a great big old steering wheel. And I've been on a few convoys with those, and they're not that much fun to be behind if you're stuck. But now we've got it. Bill, you want to blow your picture up so everybody can see that better?
Sure. There's a little bit of latency going on here, but it's not as bad as it was.
The color on
in
that's
this
really
comic,
cool.
Yeah, and of course, it let me see if it looks better if I put some light on the scene here. Let's see, does this look any better there, guys? I
It looks good.
Put a light here on it, and maybe if I move some of these other lights out of the way, and there we go. In this comic, as you can see here, it was Zodak who gave Point Dread to He-Man because a balance had to be restored. Skeletor had done a nefarious deed and tricked He-Man, and in order for He-Man to get to Castle Grayskull in time to stop Skeletor, he needed a quick mode of transport.
Right.
And
so
so
this follows
Zodak
along just like with the mini comics, where Zodak was kind of a cosmic neutral character.
Yes. This probably, in my opinion, this particular storybook is the last of the true mini comic storyline, and even it was a little different from what we saw in the 4 mini comics. But the art, as you can see, is done by the wonderful Alfredo Alcala, and
Mm-hmm.
the way he drew these characters. I mean, look at Man at Arms' face here. He looks just like he would as a figure.
Yeah, that is really nice.
And we're in the second story now, which is called Danger at Castle Grayskull, and now He-Man has possession of the Talon Fighter, and he is able to use it to travel. The story also introduced another vehicle that showed up at the same time that Point Dread did, and that was the Tack Track. So this story is also meant to sell the new figures and vehicles that came out at the same time. So many of
Right.
the new characters in the new wave showed up. Like here we have Manny Faces. He shows up in this
Okay.
Trapjaw, and
So Mattel was
and
doing
Triclops.
something very similar to what we got with Kenner's Superpowers with their mini comics, where they would promote a lot of the things in the comics that were either in the line or were coming soon.
That's correct. So we can see here, there we have Trapjaw here, and of course he looks just like he does in the comics. I mean, in the toys, unlike his original mini comic, which he looked a little different in. And over here we have Triclops looking just like he does as a figure as well.
Okay. So does this predate the Filmation cartoon, or were these concurrent
Yes,
with
it
each other?
does. It predates it by just a little bit. So yes, the storyline in this is a little different from the Filmation. He-Man and Prince Adam have not yet been introduced. There is no Cringer in this. Here is the record.
Nice.
Paula says she's an hour away, so she's actually getting to come home today. We thought she was going to be working tonight. And over here on the side, it tells us Masters of the Universe mini comics, and it tells us the mini comics that we can collect, all 7. He-Man meets Ram Man, The Ordeal of Manny Faces, The Menace of Trapjaw, The Terror of Triclops, The Tale of Teela, The Magic Stealer, and don't be confused, there was a mini comic called The Power of Point Dread, which was different from this altogether, because this story is not just the power of Point Dread. This is just the power of Point Dread. The mini comic story was the power of ... Point Dread. So it's different.
Okay. It can be confusing. Now, is that a real 45, or is that one of those thin plastic?
No, this is a vinyl record. This is a real
Okay.
45 record, my friend. I don't know if it works, and I don't have a turntable to try it out on, but yeah, it's a real 45. And here's the cross cell on the back,
Mhm.
featuring, of course, our He-Man here and all of the new characters in this wave. We have Trapjaw over here. We have Triclops, Screech. I know I'm out of sync with the picture that you're seeing. Zoar and Manny Faces.
Right.
And Ram Man. So yeah, I got that to go with my point and dread play set. So
Bill, Bjorn's asking a question for the kids out there. Why do they call them 45s?
does that have to do with the speed? I think it has to
Yeah.
do with the speed, correct?
I believe it's the RPMs to get it to sound right, because you'd adjust the speed depending on the size of the disc.
And this is not a 45. This is a 33 and a half.
Mhm.
So it's RPM, which means revolutions per minute. So this is 33 and a half revolutions per minute to play this record. A 45 would be 45 revolutions per second. And what we used to do to have fun, hey Steve, how you doing there, man? I'm glad you dropped by to say hi. We're doing good. But what we used to do, we would change the speed on some of them so that they sounded like chipmunks. You remember doing that?
Oh yeah. Or worse, taking the Chipmunks Christmas album and slowing it down so you could actually hear what the guy sounded like normal.
Yeah, normally, yeah, all kinds of little junk we used to do. But yeah, there we go. So as I place that there, I am going to do this. Let's see, did I turn that cam off? I did. So this camera is going to stop. I'm going to turn this other camera on. So you're going to see a delay just a second while I get the main cam going. There we go. And let's just wait for that camera to hop on there. There we go. And you can't see me very well until I get some light on me. I'm still latent. So as I kill this camera, the other camera should catch right on up. There we go. Is that a little better?
That is better.
Yeah. Sorry about
Ben
that,
Studley
guys.
dropped in.
Hey, Ben Stutley, good to see you, man. Dropping by to say a quick hi and all the best. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate you coming by. Let's see. 7 inches are usually 45 and 12-inch LPs are normally 33.
Mm-hmm. Bill, have
Yeah.
you and Bill, or have you and Ben Stutley talked about getting together to get a look at his toy collection? I know you thought about that at one point.
I haven't heard from him. Ben, if you don't know how to contact me, Jim Largo can certainly get you in touch with me. As a matter of fact, on my blog, there is a contact page. Please feel free to use that form there. It will email me at a email address, and I will contact you back from my real email address. And why do I go through such measures, Largo? Can you imagine why I would have such security in place?
Well, let's just say there's some interesting characters out there in the universe, and sometimes they go on their own weird, fantastic adventures, and they collide with what we're doing.
Correct. And it's nothing against anyone in particular. It's just that it's my way of filtering out the idiocy. And yes, there is. And I've been contacted by some in the past.
Did you get that Nigerian prince that was trying to help you to cash a check?
I never got my damn money.
Well, I just don't know what would happen.
Here a while back, a good friend of ours who runs another channel called Ancient Order of Men, or AOM TV now, he came on the show, and I think we ended up on his show, and this is where this came about. I asked him if he could give us just a slight hint of where he was located at in this world, and his answer was absolutely not. Do you remember that?
Yes, sir. I believe the official statement is somewhere near the area of Area 51, maybe.
From everywhere is what it says on the opening of his channel, live
Yes.
from everywhere. So he elaborated a little bit on that. When he first started, he attracted a internet stalker. And this person, hey, Ruski Relaxation, good to see you there, sir. If you want to hop on with us, feel free. There's a link up there you can use. And Corey says, hey, no worries. I know my name, letting you know you have a female woman follower now. Well, all the more females, the better. I have another one called Ocean Breeze Salty, and she comes in every once in a while. She's probably still at work now, and that's the reason she can't be here. She is a chef's assistant. She probably knows more than the chef himself about cooking, though.
Yep. And this is not a He-Man Woman Haters Club. We know there are women toy collectors out there, and
neither is Ancient Order of Men. So don't let the name fool you. There's plenty of women over there, and they some nice girls too.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a little tongue in cheek, but
yeah,
we're not known for being politically correct all the time.
Not at all. But then again, we're what do they call us? They call us boomers, but they're mistaken. We're not boomers. We're Gen
That is
Xers.
correct. We are Gen Xers.
Very few people know Bjorn Jorgensen's actual name. Your name isn't Bjorn Jorgensen?
No, I think we call him the Tiger King sometimes.
The
The majestic tiger.
The majestic one. And Corey Scully says, I need to know your handle, Largo, to follow you as well. Largo, have you created any channels yet there, brother?
No, sir. I'm just on Instagram. I'm at Jim Largo 42, and you can see my pictures posted there. I do some toy photography and just general nuisance making.
Jim is what we call a prolific guest.
That's right.
He flutters around the YouTube, and he is a guest on not just my show but others as well. I think you've been on Toy Connections and
Wilhelm's Toy and Hobby.
Did you go to a channel where they were squatching?
I did indeed.
And
I
did you
believe
wind
that
up
was
on there as a guest?
I did for a minute. We were hanging out with Zazel with Sergeant Slaughter's Slaughterhouse and Ken from Toy Connections and a few other, sundry fellows that enjoy the hobby like we do. And somehow we got on the subject of searching for Bigfoot, or squatching, as they call it. So, yes, it is a thing. I did not know. Squatching is a thing.
Hello, everyone.
Well, Radical Toys just dropped a video about the new Wave 12. So when you guys get a chance, hop over there to Radical Toys' channel and watch his new video about the new Wave 12. And Bjorn, Susudio, I had you up there. Hello there, Susudio. Good to see you tonight. Good to see you. And let's see, Largo says Largo pops in. Bjorn Jorgensen says Largo pops in a few different places. Corey Scully says all good, Largo. Just always see you in chat. Want to make sure we hang in community. Yeah. Remember what Benjamin Franklin said. Sure, we must all hang together, for if we do not, we will surely hang separately.
That is true.
And No Way Farms comes by. Hi, all, stopping by for a few minutes. And I will plug No Way Farms' channel. Largo, have you seen No Way Farms?
I have not. What kind of content are we talking with No Way?
It is the cutest little farm animals doing the cutest things that you can imagine, because No Way Farms runs an actual farm, and he has pigs and goats and all kinds of animals, and he shows off his animals and what they're doing on his channel.
That is cool.
And,
I will check it out.
Adam is back, says just covered it. Ha. Yep. And I just promoted it, Adam. So folks, if y'all get a chance, hop over to Radical Toys channel after this is over with and check out the new Wave 12. And No Way Farm says piggies. He's got lots of little piggies.
And that's a great thing about what you do, Bill. I mean, to borrow a corporate term, there's a lot of synergy between you and Adam, Zazel, some of our other friends out there in the ether. Everybody's got some similar interests and have their own particular specialties. And it's really great when we can, bounce off each other and see what's going on in each other's chats. And great time had by all.
Yeah. And unfortunately, we can't all be everywhere at once when we run channels, which makes it great to have a guy like you that can, and you have the time and the ability on Will's here. Let's bring Will into the stream. Wilhelm Toy
Will
Hobby has joined us. How are you doing, sir?
Hey guys, how are you?
Our
Doing
favorite
good.
Florida
So
man.
I assume that you're not driving anymore, since I don't see a car there in the background there. So you've made it home.
Okay. I was hearing everything twice and I realized I had YouTube open. Sorry.
You got to close you. Oh,
Yeah, I
Art
just shut
Bell
that
used to
down.
say-
I was-
Art Bell, you say turn your radio down.
That's right.
yeah.
Yeah,
Long
we've been
time
having
listener,
some.
first time caller.
Yeah,
Oh,
we've been
and,
having a lot of internet gremlins
Will,
tonight.
Bjorn Jorgensen sending you some of them sham bollocks there, my friend.
Right back at you there, Bjorn.
How was work today, Will?
Oh, it was grueling. Grueling day at work.
Now, is
That
the
sounds
Christmas
like a
season
normal
kind of
day.
rough with what you do there?
No, not particularly. It's not. It is in the sense that we get a lot of the ner-
Donation.
the snowbirds. They call them down
Oh,
here. The
right.
northerners retreat to the south here for the winter. So
Now you live in the great state of Florida, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah. All the stories you hear
So,
about
so what
Florida,
you
man, that
got
is me. That's
snowbirds. You
me.
got snowbirds who come to Florida from the north in the wintertime to hang out
Mhm.
there until the snow goes away. And then you have the indigenous residents of Florida, which are known as damn Floridians, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, they're also known as flow grown. You
Flow
see that
grown.
flow grown. You see that decal on trucks driving around, or
One
just
of
simply
my
say
Twitch
local.
viewers, Corey Scully, wants to know, Wilhelm, do you have a Twitch channel?
No, I don't. I don't have one.
Okay,
Sorry.
okay. We're going. We need to solve that. It's as simple as going over to Twitch and making a channel, and
Yeah, I
then
made an account to follow you and Rolo.
yeah.
And
So
those are the
you
only two people that
create you a Twitch channel, and then when you're live streaming, just connect that Twitch channel up to your StreamYard. And when you live stream, just stream to both of them at the same time, which is what I do. I don't even pay it. I'm sorry,
soon
Twitch
I'll
people.
be
I know
streaming
people know
everywhere.
about Twitch, so I don't pay much attention to what's going on over there at Twitch because I'm mainly a YouTuber, but I do dual stream so that you guys, that our Twitch people, can catch me over there. And Radical Mom is in the house. We love to see Radical Mom when she shows up. Hey there, Radical Mom. Good to see you. And Rolando Flores is in the house. And everybody's just having fun over
I
here
see.
in the chat. So what? I don't know if you caught the beginning of the stream there. Well, I know you were driving home. You said, but I was telling everybody that they're fixing to put me on 12s next week, and maybe even a 16 or two. So I'm
Oh
fixing to.
wow.
Yeah,
Sorry.
they're going to attempt to kill Bill over at the place where he works. And Bill is not going to let them kill him. So therefore, I may have to put the channel on hiatus for a little while,
Sure.
which means that the regular scheduled programming, such as tonight's open mic Fridays, our Saturday up all night after show,
Yeah.
and even maybe
Hey,
on
I know
Sunday.
how you feel. I've missed a couple weeks now of
Yeah,
live
and
streams. I
because
haven't done
week
anything.
after next is Christmas week, I'm probably going to do the same thing that week as well, because I know everybody's going to be doing Christmas with their families,
Mhm.
and I am too. So I'm going to put that on hold, and we'll start out fresh sometime in the new year over here at Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures, and maybe by doing that, I'll actually get a chance to cut a few videos together.
There you
So
go.
just kind of stay tuned. You may see something cool pop up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And in the meanwhile, Resurrection Toys and our buddy Grindhead at Grindhead Gym, they'll be doing some things through the holidays, so we can just go over and support them while you guys are.
Didn't he
Is it
promise a
hard to set
Kraken
up
by Christmas?
YouTube together with OBS? Look, I don't know if OBS will do that, but what you can do, I think Stream Labs will allow you to dual stream straight from OBS, maybe, or maybe
I'll
you'll
look
have to
into
use,
it. Yeah.
or you may have to use. Now, Stream Labs has a version of OBS built into it that I do not use, and you may be able to use it that way. I don't know. I use StreamYard, and I probably shouldn't. But the only way I can have guests on my show is to do it that way. Speaking
Yeah,
of
it's weird with StreamYard. I think I'm paying for it, but I don't know where I'm paying for it.
yeah, I'm paying for it. It's $25.
I've never
$25
seen the
month.
bill. I don't know. I don't know. Someone
Well, if
someone
you
else
set
might
it
be
up,
paying
if you
for
set
it.
it up to pay for it, it's probably coming off your credit card or
Yeah,
whatever,
I don't know.
and you just don't know that you're paying for it, but you
Yeah.
are.
I usually get a notification for other things, but StreamYard, I have no idea. I'm like, I think I paid for this.
Well, right now I've got enough Patreons to pay for my StreamYard. That's about all you guys are
Ooh.
paying for right now, but
Nice.
that's better than nothing, and I appreciate every dime I get. By the way, if you want to tip me, you can tip me as well over on Streamlabs. I think that's
Hold on, let me see what I got. Hold on, you passing the hat around?
Now, is that like cow tipping, or is that a different thing?
it's
It's like
money,
a church.
brother.
You pass
Money.
you
It's
pass-
like super chats, but I get all the money and YouTube gets none of it.
I'm gonna try and put a buck
I
in
wish
there.
that actually worked. Wouldn't it be funny if I had $1 in my hand and I pulled it
Yeah,
back?
yeah, you just pull it.
Yes, Rolo's doing arts and crafts over there on Twitch, and he's doing great with that. I think he's going to be live streaming tonight, maybe even right now. I don't know. He's
Bill,
still-
that actually reminds me. Off stream, we need to get together. I have an idea, and I want to run it by you, but I can't talk about it on stream. So
all right. Well, we'll talk about it after the stream's over with. Just stick
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
We'll
yeah.
talk together
I
for a
think
little bit.
I just
been on for
something
about an
happened
hour, 20
today,
minutes.
and I thought of you, and then I was like, oh, I have a pretty cool idea.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you for the Christmas wishes. Right back at you there, my friend.
Yeah, we like Ben.
Yeah, they're going to try to kill me at work with these 12s, and so I'm gonna make all the money that I can make, and kind of put the channel on hold for a little bit, but I'll still be around.
Yeah.
So don't.
Well, just working things for the birds, I say. You know.
Well,
It
someday
really
we'll
is.
all get to retire if we live that long. And
Retirement is overrated, by the way.
Rolo says he would start after me. Can't miss open mic. Well, look, man, you don't have to wait on me to finish. I don't have any idea when I finish. You know how my shows go; they go until they end. But so Wilhelm, what have you got planned for Christmas, there, my friend?
Nothing at all. You know, like I said, I do everything by the seat of my pants. I just kind of roll with it.
I'm envious of you, my friend. So envious.
I'm trying not to. I mean, in the past we used to do it a lot more, but both my boys are grown, and
Yeah.
we pretty much see everyone all the time. So it's like, you know, I live close by to a lot of families, so we. See
Well,
everyone.
if LSD's watching, or even if my daughter is watching along with him, I just want you guys to know that that birthday that you got, that's your damn Christmas too. So don't expect a hell of a lot more out of me right now.
Well, that's
but
the point. It's like we're constantly doing stuff, you know, like for everyone, and it's like Christmas time comes around. It's like, you know, what more do you want from me? Like, it's like, so it's a good day of rest for me. I'll get caught up on a lot of stuff on Christmas. You know, maybe even if you know, anyone's around, we could stream or hang out or something.
Yeah.
And
but
once,
when the kids were younger,
again,
we did a
once
lot.
again, I want to put the invitation out to some of the people that are in the chat, and some of them I know from other streams. But if you want to hop on and talk about anything you want, tonight's open mic. So up there at the very top is a pinned comment with the StreamYard link in it. Use that in your web browser, and you can get on the show. That's how my two guests that are on here now, Wilhelm Toy and Hobby and Jim Largo, have gotten on the show. I actually sent the link to Largo so that he could show up early. But Wilhelm, you just used the link that was in the chat, did you not?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And no one invited me. I just barged right in. I was like, I'm getting in on this.
That's what Friday show's all about, that, folks. Friday show is all about that. So
I was like, did I hear him invite me? I don't know. I was in traffic. I don't know.
well, see, that's the thing. Everybody's invited on open mic. That's what open mics are all about.
Yeah, I feel bad. I've missed so many.
Yes, theoretically, you could come on and you could talk about tigers. Theoretically, you could talk about tigers.
Theoretically.
Until we all get tired of it and I boot your ass out. But we'll just, you know, you're welcome to come in.
Yeah. Will, have you had any more 3D plastic printing adventures? You got any projects, or just haven't had the time?
I really haven't had time for like anything. It's like I said, for
let me ask you something. Will, you talk about 3D printers. I got a question, Will. 3D printers. Sure. that shit that they have over there on ThingMaker, does that work on your printer?
ThingMaker, yeah, I think so. Yeah, like
they got some cool shit over there on ThingMaker.
Oh, or like Thingiverse? Are you talking about Thingiverse? I think
it's Thingiverse or something like that.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. As a matter of fact,
all right, look. Check it out.
Here's the thing.
I had a friend of mine. He was actually,
it's a USB drive when I'm bored, when I'm like during lunch or something, because I don't really like, I'm not hourly, so I just eat while I'm working and stuff. So
Yeah,
anytime
I've
there's
got
like
one of those too.
downtime, I will pop on Thingiverse and take a look. And if there's any cool like potential files or something, as a matter of fact, I was thinking of doing like maybe it'd be cool to just do a live stream where we just browse like cool stuff and just look at
Yeah.
the things that are available. Because even when I was trying to do like a thing with 3D printing and just showing people. One of the things was you don't need any skill at all to 3D print. Really, you don't. It's not exactly like an inkjet printer. It's a little, you got to tweak a couple things, but you don't need any like. If you know how to use a computer and a normal printer, you can pretty much use a 3D printer. Watch a couple YouTube videos.
All right.
But there is
Here's
a
where I'm going
million.
with this. Here's where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
Okay. A few years ago, I was looking over there, and it may not even still be there, but somebody had posted a Thingiverse file. I don't know what it is, but whatever, what you could download.
I probably have it on here.
Now they call those
It was the
STL
Fourth Doctor's
files.
TARDIS interior.
What was
And
it?
the walls were set up so that you could make them on a hinge like this and hinge.
Say it
the
again,
wall
Bill.
up.
I'm sorry. What was it?
The Fourth Doctor's Doctor Who. The Fourth
Oh,
Doctor's
I've
TARDIS
never searched
interior.
Doctor Who.
The TARDIS interior.
Oh.
The file included the three or four walls, and there was
Yeah.
a hinge on them, so you could hinge them like that.
Oh man!
And,
Today I
one
found some really cool, Star Wars kind of based like interior panels for like a diorama, and a Captain Kirk 5 POA action figure.
Well, here's the thing.
Couple-
I had a
yeah.
guy. I was going to get him just to see if it would work to print.
Yeah, let me write it down though. I'll look it up. I'll look it up because, like I
I'll
said,
try to find it.
it's one of the things I have it bookmarked like on my work computer, and I feel bad like loading up my work computer with STL, so I just copied.
But
it.
anyway, I had this guy print out the console. for
Yeah.
me. But the
It's
problem
the Doctor
was
Who.
he had a small 3D printer, very small 3D printer.
Yeah.
And so it didn't scale up the way I wanted it to for 5.5, 6-inch figures. So we'll have to talk about that sometime.
Yeah, we should. I think it's a lot of fun.
Right.
And
World Made of Cardboard said I have been delayed going to Walmart. And he also says I would love to have a 3D printer.
I think a World Made of Cardboard would excel at 3D printing. I think he would.
Yeah,
do it.
World Made of Cardboard has posted some pictures. I think it was on Instagram, perhaps. Oh, look at that TARDIS. Yeah, I've got one.
Yeah.
I've got several of those.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I've got
So,
one of those. too.
Will, these are the 5-inch figures he's talking about that came out from a British company, and
character options.
character options. And so there's two things that we've been looking for in general. The older vintage Doctor Who show, the walls, he had these things called roundels. They're just these big circles. It was kind of a sci-fi look. For many of the Doctor's interior, different iterations, that was the look. And if somebody had that, we could print out. And also, I have seen some people who have printed out the TARDIS console, which is just like the
very
centerpiece.
Cool. Yeah, and
So-
you gotta watch because a lot of people, even like on Facebook or Instagram, they'll post these prints and sell printed products, and they're not really supposed to even be doing it because a lot of these STLs are uploaded to Thingiverse free of charge with just a personal use.
Mhm.
And
Oh, there you go.
yeah,
That is
very
a
cool.
TARDIS console.
And they'll
Is that-
sell them, and that's what ruins it.
This is the
because,
first Doctor's TARDIS console. This was actually made for me by a customizer.
Very
And,
cool. Is
this
that
was-
resin or plastic or what? Combination?
I can't tell. It almost feels like cardboard, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
And some of this looks like it was molded. There's a lot in here. It's kind of. He's even got the little junk
I love
inside
it.
the.
Yeah, it's got all the
time
little
rotor.
switches and dials and meters.
Yeah.
and- who knows what they do, but they're
Got,
there.
yeah, he's got these little.
Perfect.
And that one's bent. Let me
The
move that.
knobs and levers. Yeah.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
we go. Now it's in position.
And then
But the thing about it is,
intensely
now,
pull push buttons and pull levers.
I'm gonna rant for just a second with this
All right,
thing
go
in my
for
hand.
it. Go for it.
All right. You've often heard me say in the past, and I'm not talking about any of the guys that I deal with today because I know who I'm dealing with. Right now, I deal with the Talos Dream Shop on Etsy. He's damn good. Okay. I deal with the Cape Master. He's wonderful. Okay. These people are reputable. Okay. The guy that did this for me, he does excellent work. But I thought I would never ever see this.
Took a little while.
Yeah, he did. He did a couple of custom figures. He did this for me, and it took almost 2 years from the time I ordered this till the time I got this. And he quit answering my emails. I used my skills with a Z to find his ass wherever he would pop up and just hound his ass. And he finally sent this to me. And then he had the audacity to, after he had lost his Etsy store. Okay. How do you lose your Etsy store? You lose your Etsy store because you're not giving what you say you're going to give to your customers, and the customers complain to Etsy, and Etsy pulls the rug out from underneath your ass. Okay. So this guy emails me after he's lost his Etsy store and says, "Hey, if you still want to order stuff from me, I'm still making stuff." And I'm like, all that stuff that you make is mouth watering, but I'm not going to go through that hell again. And then there was another son of a bitch. His name is Jersey Flows. This guy, I ordered a telephone booth, just the right size for superpowers that looked like a real telephone booth. It doesn't look like the toy. It looks like a real actual telephone booth. And this guy had the pictures of it up on his. He had a website, and you sit there and you use your credit card to order directly from him and all that. This son of a bitch disappeared into the ether as well. And he used to be over there on Facebook at Jersey Flows. If you see this guy, run quickly away from him. Don't
one thing
give
I
him
wanted
any.
to say is because everyone, you start 3D printing stuff, and if I designed something and made it myself, I thought, oh, if I could sell these, the problem is that they're kind of one-off pieces and they take a long time to process. So
Right.
you're not going to replace your job with it unless you have like an entire print farm.
Well,
But
here's the thing.
I was thinking that you should print them first. Maybe have like
There
12
you go.
available, make them, and then maybe do a Facebook Live or an Instagram.
That's
and put them
what
out and
that's
say,
that's what Made
I've
in
got
Kaiser
12 ready
Stuhl
to
is
ship.
doing.
If you'd like to buy them, here we go.
Not
and just send
to
them out.
step on you there, Will, but
Yeah.
yes, that's what Talos Dream Shop does, and that's what Made in Kaiser Stuhl does over on Etsy. They make
Yeah.
their product,
I don't know.
and then they sell what they've made. When
Especially
they run
for
out,
me,
when they run out, they take it down and they put it back up when it's back in stock again. When they've
Because
made some more.
I wouldn't want that pressure, like to know that, like, oh, I sold 12, I got to print them up right now, because that's when something bad's going to happen. That's when
Well, it's
the
like
machine-
Grandpappy used to say, "Don't to let your mouth write a check that your butt
What's
can't
Radical
cash."
want me to show? I need you to show me. It's confusing to look at.
I think he might be
I
talking
think
to
he was
Rollo.
talking to Rollo about Twitch. I saw something
Okay,
in-
all right.
Yeah.
Twitch is all right. No offense to the Twitch people. I know you guys have been over there for a long time, and it's like secondhand to you. But for a lot of us, it is, especially us older guys, it is confusing as FUCK. And I don't like Twitch. Okay, sorry, hate to say it. Twitch gets on my ever loving nerve. One of the things I hate about it is trying to keep up with the chat over there, the live chat. I got the live chat on my phone and I can chat, but I miss half the chats. They don't show up on my screen on my phone. However, when I'm watching it on my TV set, I see them on the TV set, so I know that I'm not getting them on my phone. What the hell? And that kind of
Right.
crap. Yeah, thank you, Twitchy TikTok. Yeah, if you don't know who Twitchy TikTok is, that's a character from that JPR does over on Ancient Order of Men, and it kind of sums it all up. But yeah,
Right. From the end user standpoint, Twitch works real good, especially when you're doing live stream stuff. But trying to host content, it's a little challenging if you're not familiar.
yeah, and that's one of the reasons why my channel over there on Twitch is probably not doing as well as it could be, because I'm not really interacting with the people on Twitch like I am the people here at YouTube. I can see them, but I can't do the twitchy stuff with them where you send me bits and I do shit and all that. And I'm probably not going to do that.
Right.
Unless I stream to Twitch and I'm watching what's going on Twitch. But right now I'm looking at StreamYard, not Twitch. So it kind of.
Right. That'll be something to tinker with in the future, Bill. You got your hands full right now just with things going on at work and everything. And
See,
I don't know what all.
Made a Cardboard says, I need my wife and daughters to explain Facebook and Instagram. I do 3D computer modeling and I have a hard time with social media stuff. So Twitch, no. Well,
yeah. That's why I think World Made a Cardboard would do wonderful with 3D printing, because he already
Radical
does.
Mom says leave Twitch out. And Corey Schultz says Twitch is hard, but I think it's a learning process for every darn app. And
it really is.
It's that's great. And like I said, for those of you who are exclusively
Bill, remember your first live streams? What was that with StreamYard, right? Remember you were having all.
I've always streamed out StreamYard. I've streamed out StreamYard since
But even the first couple of times I went on StreamYard, I didn't know my audio was terrible. I couldn't,
Oh yeah.
I didn't even know there were features.
Have you been here? Have you been here on Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures from the beginning?
Yeah, I was on your first. Well, I was watching your first stream. Yeah.
Yeah, my first stream was a disaster.
Yeah.
It was horrible. I spent.
It's the same thing with Twitch, though. I think after a while you get acclimated to it. And you
I don't know if you saw that shit or not, Largo, but I spent like 15 minutes trying to show people my blog, and my mic was muted, and I'm sitting there going. And all this shit is just flowing up and down the screen where I'm.
But you got to just go out there and
shit I'm
do
saying.
It. Yeah.
Because I didn't know what I was doing.
There and do it, because eventually it'll all come together.
I'm not Twitchy TikTok. I know you're not Twitchy TikTok, but Twitchy TikTok is something that we want to laugh at. By the way, he did another one of his how to make the fat stacks on Twitch and YouTube the other day. So check it out if you get a chance over there at Ancient Order of Men. Twitchy TikTok Part 2: How to Make Big Bucks.
Is he making fun of like those videos where they like just pour a bunch of liquids in a tub and like it's nonsense? It's stuff for like 5-year-olds. They're just like they'll pour orange juice, like iced tea, then like motor oil down a toilet. Like they just do all these things, and then at the end of the video, nothing happens, and it just makes your head want to explode. It's like so stupid.
Yeah, he's just kind of parodying the idea of the get rich quick scheme kind of hucksters that get on there and tell you that all you need to do is follow
Twitchy TikTok.
Follow the sheep and just follow the trends and go with the flow and all that.
That's true. Maybe we're all just used to the 90s. Yeah, I think so. Like
my whole problem.
You ever tell a story and you have to preface it by saying there were no cell phones, there were no internet. So because like people will cut you off and be like, well, why didn't you just
all the time?
Yeah. So you have to say
one of my biggest downfalls. One of my biggest downfalls when it comes to technology, and I've always been pretty well up on it, but when I get something that works, God dang it, I don't want it to change. I want it to stay just like this because I can use it. And now here comes somebody that goes, "Oh, we're going to make it better." Yeah. And all they do is make it harder. And
they update it. And you're like, I liked it the way it was. It was working fine.
Yeah, it worked. As long as it freaking works. All this and then of course when they do that, they bloat it out to where now your computer doesn't work with it anymore. You got to go
I
buy a
think the
brand new
biggest
computer.
challenge on like social media and YouTube and stuff is
Well, to tell Corey says YouTube is hard too.
yeah.
It is. That's why don't any of us use the YouTube interface to
No, because
to
they just
stream
push
directly
what
to
they want you to
No,
watch. It's
Hmm.
really hard to tailor it to what you specifically want to watch.
that's
You're
why
not
we
tuning
use
in.
tools
They're
like
tuning you.
Streamlayouts.
They're tuning you into what they want you to watch. So you really have to. And I find myself veering. I'm like, wait, why am I watching this? This has nothing to do with anything I want to watch because you'll kind of go through 3 or 4 videos, and then next thing you know, you're watching.
I think Corey's referencing streaming.
Oh, okay.
YouTube Studio. You can live stream directly from YouTube Studio if you want to. Do that at your own peril. I know Joe over at Greyhawk Grognard. He streams directly from YouTube Studio, and you can tell he has a hard time sometimes keeping up with things over there because of that. Most of us use tools like either StreamYard because you can have guests on your show like I am now. I also use Streamlab for overlays. That's why you can see the chat over right up and down here. I probably can't read it. It's probably blurry unless I go full screen with myself like that. Then you can keep up with the chat that way.
Oh, it's visible. I read it actually. I'm reading it right now, and when I have you on my TV, I read it. There
Yeah,
too.
if I stream big enough so that if you're watching it on a full screen TV, you probably could, unless I get
Yeah.
blurry,
It
unless
looks
my
good.
internet stream gets all shitty, then you can't read what the people are. But I like to keep the chat on the screen because that way people that are watching can keep up with what when I'm talking to folks. And Radical says some good topics tonight. It is because when I get people to actually come on open mic and start talking, then things tend to start rolling at that point. I love open mic on Fridays.
Oh yeah.
And Corey says,
We
I'll
definitely
see
get
you
some-
on Twitch, Rolo. Happy adventures tonight. Well, you have fun there, Corey. Glad you came to YouTube too. And Radical Toys, are you going on? I'll talk about Eldor. Eldor said he was having trouble with the StreamYard and with his audio. Now, as you can see, I don't have the things that Will and Largo have. What they have is what's called the professional YouTuber headphones and microphone set that you're supposed to wear if you're going to be a professional YouTuber. Unfortunately, I do have some, but I refuse to use the damn things. Screw them. They hurt my ears. But if you're having audio issues, then you have to resort to such things.
The only problem, Bill, is if you get a set of headphones like this and you start using your broadcasting voice, and people think you're really annoying.
I need to get you to do some
These are,
voiceovers for me, Largo.
I mentioned to like Grindhead Jim that I needed a mic, and then he started like sending me links. You know how Jim does that? He's like,
He
"Hold on,"
does
Oh, yeah.
that, and of course,
and
of course,
you hear him
he-
typing, and he's furiously typing. You hear the keyboard like,
Oh yeah.
he's like, link, and I was like going to buy this thing, and then I look over and there's like this headset just sitting out, hanging off a chair, and I asked everyone, and my son's like, it's broken. He bought a new one. So then I plugged them in, and they work just fine. I don't know, he just didn't like them. So that's what
Right.
I'm using. They're like cheap.
World Made of Cardboard says, I have no idea how to do a live stream. I think mine would be boring. No. What you do is you talk about your passion. And what happens is that when you're talking from your heart about your passion, it flows to people, and people want to tune in to hear what you have to say. And believe me, I go through this on a daily basis. Nobody wants to hear what little old me wants to say. Well, God dang it, there's 20 people in here watching me right now. So
Yeah.
there you go.
I find a World Made of Cardboard, everything he does, all his projects fascinating. And
Absolutely.
I would
And he
tune
does
in
wonderful
and,
streams. He
and
won't talk in them, but
Yeah.
he needs to start talking in them.
I think he did one he did talking. right? There was one brief one that he did, but
Right.
not
The
often.
constructions,
Just
yeah, the
captions.
constructions that he designs and puts together are really
Oh, my
very
God.
imaginative.
Radical.
But that's
radical.
just
No,
you know
you do
that's
not
for
have
me,
to
man.
pay.
I can listen all the time. Yeah.
You do
Great.
not have to pay to follow someone, but it's just like YouTube. If you want to subscribe to the channel, then that's money. You know, like if you were monetized and I subscribed to your channel, it would be like $5 a month here on YouTube. Well, you can do the same thing over at Twitch. But why a lot of people like to go to Twitch is because you need 50, and you can get
50.
monetized over there, whereas you have to get 1,000 here on YouTube.
I think it is 1,000, but
Yeah, it's 1,000 and 4,000 watch hours.
4,000 viewing hours, and I've got
And that's
2,300.
like in a rolling year, so it like reset. It's like a rolling year, so it's within a year
Thank
from
you, Corey.
today.
I hope you subscribe to me here on YouTube as well, even if you subscribe to me over on Twitch.
Right.
I'm trying to get my monetization here on YouTube so that maybe YouTube will give me some pennies for being around.
Another thing with A World Made of Cardboard that I just want to give him a shout out on is he definitely puts a spotlight on some of the classic cutout books, or I don't remember what else they call them. They have a name for that genre, but you guys remember.
Yeah.
They were especially popular for me at Christmas. My folks would get me like Star Wars or, whatever was popular at the moment.
See if I can find.
Yeah, they're absolutely fascinating.
A lot of paper craft where somebody would design these and then put them in a book, and then you would you could make your own vehicles or figures.
I'm telling you,
just
I've
out of
always
card,
been terrible at them. I made the alien one. I have the base all printed up, and I'm gonna make it. It's gonna be terrible, but when I'm done with it, it's mine. I made it, so I love it.
It's very cool, and there's a lot of unique books that he's found and collected over the years that some I've never seen, and it's just neat to. There you go. There's a great example right there.
Yep.
Bill's pulling out the Doctor Who one, and it's more imaginative. It gives you some great designs for making something of your own or doing some custom stuff, and all you need is a little bit of cardboard or cereal boxes or whatever you've got handy. You can make something neat.
Yeah,
and some of these
kind of cool.
come with
And A World Made of Cardboard. If you were like a Patreon of like Grindhead Jim, he does the hangouts every other Saturday. You could pop on
Does
there.
he actually come on there? Have y'all seen his face on there yet?
Who?
World Made of Cardboard.
World Made of Cardboard.
No, I've never seen him on there, but I'm just saying like those aren't streamed live, but they're cool hangouts, and I talked my ear off all night and listened to what you had to say about paper
It's not an actual steel pot. I don't know where the steel pot is, but I have it somewhere here.
Yeah, but
why did I pull this out? Because I had to get it out of the damn way so I could get this off the bookshelf.
You could ask Jordan's on those things too, and he's got a hot mic and background noise all the time.
Oh,
no one
World of Cardboard says that he has that book that you've got in your hand, Bill.
Oh, nice.
I wouldn't be surprised. He's got quite a collection.
Yeah, I've actually built the TARDIS that's in this. Where did I put it? Oh, I know where it is. It's where I can't get to it. Never mind.
Right. And you did a whole TARDIS interior that was paper craft too, didn't you?
I've done several, but
yeah. I saw it on one of your earlier streams. You did a little tour of your backstage, Bill backstage. Right. Yeah.
And everything falls. Jesus Christ.
Well, Will, while he's destroying his studio there, I'll show you something here real quick. This is my custom Desert Rat. I put him with,
nice.
Trigger's pants, but you see the camo pattern there?
Yeah.
This is This is the new one that just came in from Dorkside, and this is their infantry commando. So the camouflage pattern is
that
similar,
was the exclusive that they announced at
that's correct.
GoFest, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this is the exclusive, but the coloration is slightly different. So if you're looking to do some customs,
that's awesome.
This is definitely some good.
And they definitely nailed it when it comes to being modular and easily kit bashable. I mean, your collection of customs, even crossing lines, is fantastic.
Oh yeah, I have a lot of fun with that. So far, my absolute favorite is our buddy we lovingly refer to as Hot Tuna,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
my Jason Momoa from his Stargate days.
Welcome, a world made of cardboard.
Hey! Oh, awesome. That's
Yeah,
great.
you guys were talking about me. I was like, well, I wonder if I could jump in for a second there.
Sure, come on in,
Yeah.
man.
We're about to head to Walmart for the grocery shopping. So
Okay.
yeah,
Well, it's an honor to meet you face to face.
Absolutely.
honor for you guys to let me join in every now. Let me join in.
Oh, I love having you on. I love your content. As a matter of fact, were you not recently showing some pictures of stuff at your Walmart?
Yes. I put up some pictures on Instagram of things that I find there or lack of finding there, and things that just kind of are head scratchers to me. But I've the last thing I put up, I think, was the new episode of the Final Faction cartoon shows up on YouTube,
Yep.
and I felt like a little kid watching that again. So
Yeah. Yeah, that was great. I managed to find, I haven't posted them yet, but I stopped at a Dollar Tree and they had the oh, I have it right here. I got the Karn vehicle.
All right, hold on,
oh
guys.
yeah,
Hold on,
Rumbler,
guys.
yeah.
The
Rumbler
great,
Venomized.
the great Sir I Like Salt has joined the
very
chat
cool.
here. Good to see you there, sir. He lives not too far from me. He is not a native Mississippian, but he is transplanted here. Love to see you come on the stream. And someone asked me a question. Ben Stutley says, just wondered how you hear audio when you stream, and if you use a separate mic. Sounds great, by the way. Oh, I have used a separate mic and headphone set before, and it works fine. But then I found out that my laptop does a wonderful job of giving me the audio and letting me speak, and it doesn't interfere with itself because I don't know what they call that. It's some kind of a dual process. Some computers can do it better than others, and mine seems to do a pretty decent job of it. And when I found out that I sound great without having to buy $1,000 mic set with that flappy thing that sits over in front of it and all that crap, then I said, to hell with it. I'll just use what I got.
Well, I'm just using my phone right now.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I'm
Yeah,
waiting on my wife. Well, my wife's ready to go, waiting on the daughter now. So
Okay. I think it has a lot to do with your background, like
oh, there's my wife. She just said hi.
hi.
Oh, I tell her to come back because she ran
Welcome
away.
back, bro.
Come back. You
Yeah.
have to let us.
She popped in the
Hello
stream.
there.
Hi. So nice to see
How
you.
are you doing?
Hey,
Can you see them now? Hi.
No.
I have an
Hey,
important question for A World Made of Cardboard. With
What
the
you-
release
That
of
was my
Venom,
phone. Sorry,
the
guys.
Karn Venom, can we maybe perhaps maybe there'll be a venomized Karn base? Those pods and maybe.
I could work on something like that. I've got other designs I'm
Oh, I got
working
you.
on.
But that would be
But,
really cool because I have my Karn, set up. That's the one.
Yeah, I
I
remember
made.
you putting that up on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have the other one printed. I just haven't assembled it yet.
Oh, the command center. Oh,
Yeah. Yep.
yeah. Right now, all of mine are sitting way up here on top of
Oh,
my.
yeah. There you go. Yeah.
So I'm still working on. We bought this house a couple of years ago, and I'm still trying to get stuff put where it belongs. Yeah,
I love
2
that
years and we
setup.
still got
That's great.
boxes everywhere.
That's a great
Now, do you have some
display.
sort of an engineering background, or was this just a hobby that you've been tinkering around with for a while?
I have been. I was an architectural drafter for 20
Oh, okay.
years, and doing. I was a CAD estimator, manufacturing estimator, doing CAD work and stuff for years before that. So, and my wife just said I've been doing it all my life. Yes, as a kid, I grew up middle of nowhere, Louisiana, and my parents were both teachers in the state of Louisiana, so we didn't have a lot of money. But my mother was a kindergarten teacher, and my father was a math professor. So I had access to the tools and the materials. I made my own X-wing fighters, TIE fighters, made my own spaceships and stuff.
That's
The
awesome.
only problem is I like that. That looks good. Is that book that you could get?
Now that's a papercraft set. I think the instructions were
Bill
were
has
something that.
shown that before. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. I think that's on Bill's blog, but I'm not sure originally who designed it. But
I
again,
think
it's another
I've got
great
that.
example of how
Oh, I'm so
you just
intrigued
make
by it.
something.
I love
Yeah,
it. It's just
the fans are making things that we never got as kids. They never
Right.
created some of these play sets. But like you say, with some cereal boxes or whatever cardboard you've got around, you can make your
Oh, yeah.
own great displays and dioramas. It's really
Yeah,
cool.
I made all my toys, but all the weapons actually worked, being middle of nowhere, Louisiana. So none of my toys survived my childhood. I got to where I could shoot pieces of paper clips through aluminum cans and stuff like
Cool.
that. So it was devastatingly powerful weaponry for a little kid.
yeah, that's great.
But
not
having
meet
that,
safety standards.
Yeah, having that wherewithal to be able to make designs and be able to see it in your head and draw it or draft it out. I mean, that's really cool, and obviously
Yeah,
it
I would
led
just
you
sit
into
there
a career.
and watch the movie as many or go to the bookstore. Yes, when B. Dalton Bookstore was around,
Mhm.
I'd look at the pictures and stuff, and in my mind, I would break it apart into simple geometric shapes, get the poster paper my mother had, and draw it out, those shapes flattened, then cut it out, fold it, and make my own stuff. Well, now that I've got a computer, I can do it without multiple times and set it up for other people to enjoy. And my family is ready to go to Walmart now.
Well,
Finally.
Well,
all I gotta say is thank you for appearing. This is you made my day. Hi,
Y'all have a good time at Walmart. And real quick,
such a
the
huge fan.
papercraft set that you saw of the TARDIS interior that I just
Yeah.
showed with my mic off, by the way, I had it off on purpose because I was brewing coffee. But that was a guy named Phil who runs a site called Action Figure Theater, and he used to have a sister site called Action Figure Theater Downloads, where he would make these web comics with his action figures for Doctor Who. And
Yes, I'm familiar with it. Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about. Okay.
Yes, I've got the site saved.
Yeah, he would make the sets for his web comic, and then on Action Figure Theater Downloads, you could download it and make it yourself, and that's where I got those sets from.
All right.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. Before I go, I'll show you I had to sell most of my toys off many years ago, but right now, can you see those?
Oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Here, let me embiggen him real quick so we can see that a little better.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my Godzilla, and I've got Six Shot was my favorite Transformer.
Sure.
And then up
Yeah,
here,
those are classics.
I don't know if you recognize that one.
Oh yeah, that's one of our favorites around here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
very
then of
cool.
course a few things. There's Desert Rat.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
But yeah, that's basically the only toys I've got left, other than my paper model stuff.
And I had that Godzilla when I was a kid too, man. Love it.
Oh yes, my
Yeah.
brother lost all of his Hot Wheels cars because I would watch Godzilla Theater and then take that outside and stomp his car. But yeah, well, my wife is now saying we got to go. So
Oh, you
guys
go. Well,
take
thank you
care.
so much for sharing
Yeah.
your passion with
Yep.
us. I really appreciate all the projects. And
Thanks for coming
Yeah, they're
on.
super
Thanks for
fun to
coming
do.
on. We appreciate it, man.
All right.
You're welcome at any time, sir.
All right, thank you very much. You take care.
you have a
Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
Bye bye.
Wow. You never know what's going to happen on a weird, fantastic Friday.
I swear to God, you never know who will show up. My Matchbox Junkyard had a tow truck as a child. I ran a used car parts department. But
That
yeah,
is great.
that you just never know what's going to happen. Now, I'm going to tell you who I want to get on this show, and it's going to happen eventually because I'm going to make it happen. Is I'm going to get that guy that's over there at Mr. Home Arcade to come over here. Have you seen that yet, Will?
No.
Oh my God! I'm not gonna show his content on my show, but if
Well,
I could, I
what's the
would. I
name?
would.
It's Mr. Home Arcade. I'll look it up.
Mr. Home Arcade. Just watch those damn He-Man videos that he does. This guy's hilarious.
Really, I'll have to check it out. Yeah, I mean, that's what this is all about. You know, you find a bunch of different YouTubers and you check them out. Has he been on the show before, or he hasn't?
Has
Or
he
you
been
just
on the
have
show?
to-
Not he. I haven't actually.
Well,
had
I
him
know
on.
you said you wanted to get him on the show, so that
Yeah,
was just, like in the
I've
chat.
actually
I
had him
meant,
pop in my chat. I had him pop in my
Oh,
chat at
okay.
least once, and I've seen him. He's popped in the chat over at Radical Toys a couple of times, and I've been on there, and I've interacted with him a little bit that way. But and that's kind of how I found him. And I said, okay, Mr. Home Arcade, I got to check out his channel, see what he's all about. And I
Yeah.
think he started out showing off his home arcade that he made, but then he got the Origins bug bit his ass, and he started buying all these Origins figures, and then he started remaking the commercials. Let's just say, but with
Okay.
a Mr. Home Arcade spin on them.
Oh, I'll take a look. I enjoy that. I like the old commercials.
And he recently he posted a couple of videos that weren't just him remaking a commercial with his special way of voicing He-Man and the other characters, but he talked about his He-Man figure collection from Origins. He's got all 18 versions of He-Man that have come out in the Origins
Holy
figure collection
shoot!
so
I
far.
did not know that there were 18 versions.
Yes,
Wow.
and he showed them all off and talked about each one of them, and he ranked them from 18 to 1. And the other video that he put up,
Schmabulak. Bjorn's leaving for the night.
Shambolics.
Shambolics.
And he posted a video quite recently of his display shelf, which is also a diorama, and how he created that, and he step by step shows how he did it. But he does it all as Mr. Home Arcade, and you've got to hear his voice. It is hilarious, and he's just a down to earth guy.
You've got me sold. I'll definitely check him out.
And Bjorn says, "So you people behave because he's not going to be here to wrench it." I think that both Largo and Will have wrenches here in my channel, and they can take over for you. Your duties.
I think I do on my personal account. I don't think I do on this one, but
as Wilhelm.
Yeah.
Are you in the chat as Wilhelm right now? If you are, I can wrench you real quick.
Yeah. Let me pop it on and let me mute it. And let me mute it real quick, and I'll just say hi.
All right.
Ooh. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I don't think I'm on there. There we go. Oh, I'm watching the wrong stream now. I'm like, why am I typing? That's funny. There is the delay is something else. I never realized because usually I just close it out when I get on.
The delay is sucky.
Yeah, it really is.
There's about an 8-second delay.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, toy wise, you know.
All right, let me wrench you real quick. There. Now say I have the power in there, and you should.
Yeah, sure. I have the power. Yes, I am wrenched. You are now a moderator. Close. Yeah.
And as I have YouTube Studio open, it says that my stream status is excellent and my stream is healthy.
Oh, nice.
My analytics say that I've had 12 concurrent viewers so far. The chat rate is 2. 65 views, and average view duration is 23 minutes and 28 seconds. And
hit that like button.
Yeah, hit that like and subscribe, folks. And let me get back over here to StreamYard. All
Sorry
Jim
about
right.
Largo's back.
My system kind of wigged out. We're having some inclement weather here, and that affects my internet. So
Uh-huh. Well, over here in Bonefuck, Egypt, if a dog pisses on the light pole outside my house, my power goes out, my internet goes to shit, and my cable goes away.
yeah, it's about the way it is here.
Oh, I saw Jim was out without power for a while the other day.
Yeah, did you see that pitiful picture that he posted on
Yeah,
Facebook?
yeah, he posted a
Did you see what I posted underneath it?
No, I saw it during work, so it was like it's
Yeah,
just a glance.
he posted this picture of just his face, looking all sad and forlorn, and underneath it I posted drink water.
He does have a good puppy dog face.
That's
Yeah,
pretty funny.
I can feel for him. I've had that. I've experienced that quite a bit here. Stutley says, I'll keep trying, dude. Didn't have a lot of luck the other night, but I couldn't tell if it was my end or yours. Keep up the good work, though. Okay, yeah. And what this Eldor saying? Don't spin. Yeah, he's talking about Mr. Home Arcade. He has an adult spin on the old Motu action figure commercials, as it were, but yes, he is very entertaining indeed. Yes, let's just say that the content at Mr. Home Arcade, just like the content here, is not made for those under the age of 12,
13 or so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he does live up to his name. He has a beautiful home arcade that he's built.
Yes.
And if you're into video games, he's got some content for that as well.
And Sir I Like Salt says he's going to pop in and out trying to unwind his mind after work. That we totally understand.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, look who showed up. Denise. Hey, how's it going?
Hi, OBS. How are you?
So we got quite the crowd here. Screw Your Feelings has shown up. How do you do there, Screw Your Feelings? We appreciate you coming in.
That is a great internet name. I like that.
It
one.
really
like
is.
I mean, really. I mean, it says it all right there, right? And
Indeed.
that's what we thought. I had said that earlier, if you remember, Largo, that I thought that Denise was still kind of working, and she might not be on because of that. But she just got home from work. Glad you did. Now
Her
Denise,
ears might have been burning. That's why she came on. She knew we were
Could
talking
be.
about her.
Denise, you missed it because you weren't on the stream earlier. But I was telling everybody that they're going to stick my ass on 12-hour shifts all next week.
Yep.
Maybe even have to do a 16 or 2. I'm going to have to put the channel on hiatus. No Friday open mic next week. No Saturday after show, and probably no hangout. I'll try to do the hangout if at all possible. The hangout's the most important one, but yeah, I've got a no. She says, yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, I can't do everything. So, and I know the week after next week is going to be Christmas week, and everybody that cares is going to have fun with their family and everything, and they don't have time to be YouTubing, or they shouldn't be anyway.
Right. We know you got to spend some quality time with Paula and the youngins.
But I will say this: if you guys are sitting lonely at the house and you want to spend Christmas with somebody that cares, you can all go over to Grindhead Jim's channel and watch him play video games or whatever the hell he's going to do, because he will do a stream on the holiday day itself just for those of you who have nothing else better to do.
Oh, yeah.
And OBS says, I don't have anyone for Christmas.
Well, you got us, OBS.
Well, yeah.
Sorta.
Some of us, me included, on Christmas Day will probably go over there and bug the hell out of Grindhead Jim. You do the same.
Yeah.
Go over there and meet Grindhead Jim. He's a cool cat, and just hang out with him on Christmas Day, if nothing else.
The only thing I don't like is Twitch. I can't get Twitch on my TV. I guess certain brand TVs you can get Twitch on, but
I got Twitch on my TV. Here's the thing, Will. Like,
yeah.
the way I do YouTube on my TV, I cast it.
Okay.
All right. Twitch doesn't cast to your TV. You have to have the Twitch app installed on your TV. Now, if you've got a Samsung TV and you don't see the Twitch app, you've got to go in and download the Twitch app on your TV.
Yeah, I searched for it. I can't even find it. I got
so it's not there. Okay, well,
Yeah.
maybe you need to buy a new TV or go buy a Samsung TV.
I don't want to buy
Hey,
anything.
it's Christmas
I
time,
need all
man.
my
You
money
can
for toys.
justify buying a $200 freaking TV set, Jack.
I like when the streams are going. I'll put my phone by me. I'll just chill out on the couch and just relax a little bit. But
Yeah, speaking of sick, OBS has got a point. Everybody's always sick. I don't get it. I'm a mess, and I've been sick for 3 years. And OBS says I'm not on Twitch. Well, you ain't missed anything. No offense to those of you who are actually watching me on Twitch right now, but I have little use for Twitch. The reason I'm dual streaming to Twitch is because there are people who watch me over there, believe it or not, and I like to give them a chance to see me on their native platform. And
Yeah.
No Way Farms is going to take off. Good to have you in. And you're doing exactly what you should be doing, spending time with your family. And once again, I plug No Way Farms. If you like to watch little piggies play and watch a farm, that's the place to go. And he's got a good channel. I mean, it's just wholesome fun. And just check it out when you get a chance. I mean, it's just the kind of thing that you
Right.
watch to kind of unwind and just have a little laugh. So
Makes you want to say E-I-E-I-O.
and Grindhead Jim is a good shout out, top bloke. And Radical Toys says, wow, I just realized I'm 817 hours over the required hours of monetization. Look, Adam,
Maybe.
you're going to get monetized way before I am because you're doing daily streams, you're doing daily content, and that's what you really have to do. What I'm doing over here is I'm going. What is the way Doctor Who says it? I'm going to get there, but I'm going to go the long way round.
Yeah. Well, with your work schedule, you're limited on when you can do your broadcast, but you're doing.
Aaron's
roughly,
got a point. If you can do your browser on your TV, do you have an iPhone? First of all, that's the question. Do you have an iPhone?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. All right. What you can do is you can cast your phone to your TV.
Okay.
AirPlay your phone to the TV, and then open your browser, and then open Twitch on your browser, and let it cast it to your TV that way. That's one way you could do it. I think that's kind of what we call the old workaround.
Seems like a lot of work.
Yeah. And OBS says I picked up a couple of those mini toys. There's a set that is like brands, and remember that they used to have cards like that. Yes, as a matter of fact, one of the cool things that I found. Do you remember wacky packages? The bubblegum cards that were called wacky packages.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There you
I
go.
found some at Dollar Tree, and they had little.
Cool.
I saw you showing those off on your show, but anyway, back to wacky packages. If you remember the bubblegum cards that were called wacky packages, well, the same company, Zuru, who's doing the mini toy brands and all that, have done mini wacky packages the same way. Yes.
Oh yeah, very cool. Yeah, and some of those the cards had stickers too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they were
parody packages.
The packages that were featured on those cards are now in 3D form and just about the size for Skeletor to have in his refrigerator or in his closet. So Skeletor can eat some of the junk that was wacky packages. I can't remember some of the stuff, but I've got a whole bunch of that stuff here. Let me embiggen you so people can see what you got there.
It's a generic red ninja eating a ice cream with a face on it.
I always had a problem with food that was anthropomorphized.
Yeah.
It's disturbing.
It's kind of disturbing. It's kind of like, do you remember the restaurant at the end of the universe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The dish of the day, which they brought out, and then he told them all the different ways that they could cook him and eat him.
You got to shrink me down again.
And then he gets insulted when nobody wanted to eat him.
Right. And listen to what OBS says here. Yeah, they had stickers and sort of looks like Deadpool. Yeah, because he was a red ninja. Deadpool kind of looks red like that. But yeah, that reminds me of the original way the Shmoo was presented in Al Cap's comic strip, Little Abner. The schmooze were good to eat, and they would actually hop in your net so you could catch them and eat them because they liked for you to eat them. It's just cringeworthy to me, but I think that's
it's weird.
Yeah, that part of their lore, I think, kind of got forgotten when they switched him over to cartoons and
yeah.
things.
Well, it didn't work out so well in the cartoon to have him do that, so they made him a shape changer and gave him to Fred and Barney for some reason.
Eating shmoo just doesn't sound right.
They say in the Al Cap comic strip, they say they taste real good, like top choice sirloin or whatever.
Really?
Yes, but Dog Patch is also known for eating possum and roadkill, so I don't know about
There
their
you
palate. Well, who was the other little sidekick that would show up? The alien guy in Flintstone.
Talking about
Gazoo, the Great Gazoo.
The Great Gazoo. Yeah, I liked him.
Yeah, when it degenerated into that, I quit watching it. It
Did get a bit silly.
At that point. Yeah.
That is true.
Corey says, things are simple to visit a stream and chat. To be the person to stream is probably more complicated. Yes, it is. As a matter of fact, if you've ever wondered why the person streaming is not paying attention to you, it's because when the chat starts moving really, really fast, you can't.
It's hard to keep up with.
Yeah, and it's good to have somebody like Largo. Largo's sitting there watching it right now on his phone.
Right. I'm trying to keep up with the chat too.
He can
it's
keep
a challenge.
He helps me because he'll answer out somebody where I've missed it. It's already scrolled up off my screen. Now, if you're Salty Cracker or Jeremy Hambley or somebody like that, and you've got like thousands, almost millions of people in your chat at the same time, the chat is next to impossible to keep up with. And then I think Sticks Hexenhammer has to do this all the time.
Oh, yeah.
The super chats start rolling in because that's the grift. When you start the live stream, it's to get the super chats. Well, YouTube unwritten policy is that you're supposed to answer every super chat you get directly on your channel. Well, what happens if you can't do it because you just run out of time? Well, that's when you have to make a video of just you answering super chats. Good God, I don't know if I want to get to that point or not.
No,
It might be a good problem to have. I've noticed even streams with like 30 or 40 people in it, and maybe even 50, it becomes almost impossible. I think, when you're in like the 10 to 20 range, it's manageable. But after that, it's just like.
Well, yeah, and that's when you go into YouTube Studio and you turn on the 60-second delay, 60-second delay, so that the person has to wait 60 seconds before they can type again, and it slows things down. Now, of course, that's annoying because then you can't have a rapid fire conversation with somebody like you can in a smaller channel like mine. But it's necessary if you've got 250,000 subscribers.
We just need to get us one of those young whippersnapper interns that can keep up with this stuff and can do multitasking.
I would be glad to do that if they would work for free.
Well, I think that's what most interns start out as, isn't it? Just the gopher.
Corey Schill says, it's a good old chat when everybody's smoking. Me and Largo smoke. I don't think you do you, Will?
Nope, you'll never see me smoking.
Good deal. You probably the smarter one of the three of us.
No, I smoked in the past. I mean, I just gave it up for something else.
Well, nicotine and caffeine and alcohol is about the only vices I have left. So,
we we got a vape going down there? Do we put the THC oil in that vape?
I just don't do it on stream for some reason. I feel some
I worried about that at one time, but then I thought back to old Johnny Carson. He didn't give a shit about smoking on screen. And hell,
That's
David
true.
Letterman used to get a cigar out every once in a while and smoke it on his show.
Yeah. No, the
And OBS is correct. We've all got our vices. I think I told that to one of my bosses the other day. He asked me if I ate too much at Thanksgiving. I said, "Well, we don't have a lot kids and all that crap. And it's just me and my wife, so I really didn't eat a lot for Thanksgiving." And then I told him, I said, "I've been trying to lose weight, so I've kind of cut down to one meal a day. Blah 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 blah." He said, I said, but you're still smoking. I said, well, I got to have one vice. You know, I
World
quit
made a
drinking.
cardboard saying no cool toys at his Walmart. Same story at mine.
Mm.
I mean, I got that cool score earlier this week.
Now, last time I went to Walmart, it was the same old shit.
Mhm.
That one wave with Jitsu and the damn sorceress is all there is on the damn shelf. If any of you guys want what's his name, Hose Nose, the
Snout
spout.
Snout
Mhm.
spout.
You need
Yeah.
a snout spout, let me know, because they got like 4,000 of them over there at Walmart.
I'm going
right
to Ollie's this Sunday. They're doing a special thing if you're like an
Wish
Ollie's
we had
member.
an Ollie's. I hear all
Uh,
this shit about Ollie's, but I
Yeah,
don't have one.
Sunday
anywhere
they
near me.
close the store at 6 p.m. and then they open it up again, and it's 25% off all toys. So I'm
Wow.
going to get stuff, gifts for the kids and grandkids, and then also, I might find a little something for this guy too.
And
25% off is pretty cool.
And he said they used to smoke in all the shows. I remember watching Emergency, and that one doctor would smoke in the hospital. That
Yep.
reminds me of a smoking in the hospital story you guys got to hear. All right, Uncle Billy smoked cigarettes like a freight train, and he was in the hospital. I don't know why, but he was sitting there in the hospital. And of course, back then you could smoke in the hospital room, and I think he had like bronchitis or some shit, and my grandmother was in there. That was his mother. My grandmother was in there, and she goes, "Well, Billy, I see they got you in the hospital, so I guess now you need to put them cigarettes down and quit smoking." Because that and just for that, he lit a cigarette just for her.
Well, my hero was always George Burns, and that fellow lived to be almost 100, and smoked cigars every day, and
Oh yeah, for
so
sure.
on.
I'll be right back, guys. Give me just a sec.
Okay.
Ollie's is a great place. Are you a Midwest guy? No, I'm a Deep South guy, and you might have been talking to Will, who is a Floridian, one of
Right.
those damned Floridians.
Yeah, we had all these when I lived in Tennessee, and they are great for getting bargains. That's for sure.
Yeah, World Made of Cardboard says Buzz Lightyear, which I think that did very poorly in the toys, are just shelf warming. Windowless Hasbro packages, which are suck ass. Marvel Legend Wakanda, which is probably going to peg warm because Wakandia didn't do very well either. And the same old He-Man figures that have been there for months. Sounds familiar.
It's unfortunate because, Bill, you're like me. You remember back when Christmas time, somewhere right after Thanksgiving, but before Christmas, all the stores would get all the toys and they'd make a special toy section. Sometimes they'd even call it Toyland or something like that. They'd have the
He's talking
department
about,
store Santa.
Folks, he's talking about Sears Roebuck,
Mhm.
J.C. Penney. And I don't even know. I don't think Sears Roebuck exists anymore. And if it does, it's not in the same form as it was back then. And
Right.
J.C. Penney's just about ready to go the way of the dinosaur too, if I'm not mistaken.
Unfortunately.
But yes, and there were dozens and dozens and dozens of other little stores. Some stores did not carry toys, or or they didn't put them on display except around Christmas time.
Right.
And they would,
So,
like you said, they would make a special section of the store with the toys, and sometimes there would be Santa Claus there as well, and you could go and sit on Santa Claus's lap. And that has degenerated into now you must pay to make pictures with Santa Claus if you want your children to go see Santa.
used to, that was part of Santa's shtick too, was he would help with convincing parents to put toys on layaway back when we had layaway. There was no pre-orders. You just had layaway.
Speaking of department store Santas and how it's degenerated into picture taking, let's embiggen me so you can see this here. I can embarrass my daughter here. Light out of the way.
Aw.
Oh,
There is. I'm sure I can't get it to focus right, but that is my daughter with Santa Claus back when she was just a small child.
And she and her doll have a matching outfit.
Yes, that was. I don't forget what that thing was called, but it was like a My Buddy doll.
let me show you something. Santa came by my store yesterday.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and we helped. Oh, hold on. Where's Santa?
There he is.
Where? Oh, he's okay. Anyway, yeah, he was like on his way to to an event and he needed somewhere to change into his Santa outfit. So we were like, yeah, come on in. He like got off the bus and he was going like down the block, and I came in, and we even one of my cashiers helped him put his boots on. He couldn't get them on.
That was nice. That was nice of them, wasn't it?
Yeah, like they even helped him get dressed. So yeah, we
There you
saved
go.
Christmas
So-
yesterday.
Oh,
It was
that's
wonderful.
that is precious right there.
Yeah.
Habitat
we
for
really did that.
Humanity is the official pit stop for Santa Claus.
Yeah, he
Well,
came by and-
and kids, Santa Claus has to go incognito, or he would get swarmed all the time. So he puts his Santa suit in his bag of holding, and puts on regular clothes. And then when he gets there, he puts his Santa suit back on when
That's
he
right.
gets ready to go.
No,
out.
I'm not saying
yeah.
that Santa Claus and Chuckles from G.I. Joe are the same guy, but you've never seen them together at the same
you
time.
know what? You're right. You're right.
Now OBS talks about KB Toys and Toys R
Yeah.
Us putting obscure stuff on sale. Will, I'm sure that you could tell her lots of stories about KB
Sure.
Toys and their sales.
Well,
Mhm.
that the thing that was great about them was that they would buy those closeouts. So they would carry the new stuff and keep it up front and stuff. But you went deeper into the store, you find those closeouts, and those were the things that maybe now we see end up in Ross or TJ Maxx or Marshalls because they're the only people buying closeout stuff. Ollie's buys closeout stuff too, but it was like year
Oh,
round. We'd get
Not to
these
interrupt,
value-
but you telling me about closeouts reminds me of something, guys. What's that damn store called? Oh, shit! It's a closeout store, but anyway, they've got all kind of He-Man shit in there right now.
Oh, Ollie's. I think
Not
Jordan told-
Ollie's, not Ollie's. We
No,
don't have
Ollie's.
Ollie's down here. It's the other
Is
one.
it Meyer? Meyer?
No.
No, not that one.
I just had a fucking brain fart like a son of a gun. I know the name of this store. I go there every year because
I
they
don't
have
think
some
we
good
have one.
Christmas shit in there, but it's all overstock or damaged.
Mhm. Right. It's the same concept as Ollie's, where they buy
Damn it,
overstock
what's
from
in that
other
store?
companies.
Big Lots.
Big
Thank
Lots.
you.
Big Lots,
Thank you.
sure.
Big Lots. Okay.
Are they
it's-
still doing closeouts? Because it seems like now all their toys are like manufactured for
Mm.
their place or whatever.
They do some like odd furniture.
The Thunder Punch He-Man's in Big Lots right now, folks. If
Oh,
you
is he?
want a
Okay.
Thunder Punch He-Man at a decent price, and you got a Big Lots in your area, that's
Yeah,
where
like
to go.
Big Lots used to be filled with as a matter of fact, Big Lots Consolidated Stores was the parent company. They bought KB, so for a while I used to get a discount at Big Lots, which was nice. You'd find a lot of new old stock at Big Lots or KB Toys or any of those stores.
You
But
remember,
now
when
it's kind
Jerry
of-
Van Dyke used to do the commercials for Big Lots? That'd be Dick's brother, Jerry. Jerry
Okay.
Van Dyke used to do the commercials for Big Lots.
Right. He was on that TV show Coach. He was fun.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. But anyway, OBS says she was afraid of Santa when she was little. That happens to a lot of us. I wasn't afraid of Santa Claus. My daughter wasn't either. But then again, when she was really, really little, just old enough to start going to see Santa, we had played up who Santa was. She'd watched all the cartoons and Rankin Bass stuff with Santa in it. So she knew who Santa was. And when we got to the mall and there he sat, she ran up to him because she knew who he was. And of course, at the time we went to the Mall of Mall of Memphis. And all right, Rolo's back. I'm gonna bring him on stream here with us. Hey, Rolo. But anyway, yeah. So she ran up to Santa Claus. There wasn't a whole lot of folks around. It was just her and Santa, and they had a good long chat. And then we started going to the other mall after the Mall of Murder became the Mall of Murder, and nobody wanted to go to it anymore.
Oh Jesus, what is happening here?
I don't know, but you're froze up, but I can hear you.
Yeah, that's good. So I will just switch off the dang camera and nothing matters. Okay. I'm just here
Jim, what have
because
you
I
been
was
doing to
listening.
piss off
I
Santa?
was just listening, Will, to talking about new old stock, and I felt that that's my call to come back to the show.
Well, let's put people with faces at the top, and let's put people without faces at the bottom. There we go.
Oh, thank you so much.
Now what are you gonna
Is
do?
that a
Leave it
level
like
of
it is.
discrimination?
Oh, now what am I gonna do? I'll do this. There you go. The people without faces can sit over there by
I'm back.
themselves. And
I've
Camera,
reappeared.
I got a dang camera problem. I don't know what's going on. I will check it right now.
I was just trying to.
I think
know
Rolo
something
jinxed
you
me.
don't know, Rolo. We're going to do something about that, but leave it up to Grindhead Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I also
leave it up
missed,
to Grind Up Jim. Okay.
Speaking of mom and pop shops used to have a lot of new old stock too. There
You
was
know-
a place called County Discount Stores by where I grew up, and in 1988 or 89, I bought a 1975 Mego Hulk on a card there. Like it was there, and he was like my
Wow.
favorite. Yeah, like you don't find those places anymore. You know?
Yeah. That's like we were talking about
what
when we were
had
growing
here in
up.
town? We had two stores, and they were actually chain stores, or what do you call them, franchises.
Mhm.
But there was a Western Auto, which is nothing like it used to be now, and there was a store called Otasco.
Otasco,
And I don't know if you've ever heard of Otasco or not. You might
Yeah,
have seen
ich
them
ja.
in your area back when you were a kid there, Largo.
Mhm.
But Otasco was like an appliance store and kind of a all kinds of stuff kind of store. And of course, Western Auto was everything that you can imagine store.
And the
And
kitchen sink.
yeah, and unlike what it is now, I think it's a car part store now.
Right.
But every year they would put out Christmas stuff in a section of the store, and the Otasco actually brought Santa Claus in.
There you go, man.
Yeah, I see you now.
Put
I
me
see
up
you
to
now,
this
Rolo.
to the top line right now.
And OBS says that she usually picks up things for the next year after Christmas sales because the sales are good, 70% off. Well, unfortunately, those of us who collect toys usually get screwed in the booty hole because we want to get our toys now. We just can't wait for the sales to happen.
Yeah, that
Yes.
impulse control is tough.
Yeah.
Well,
FOMO.
I put an end to that. I put an end to that when it comes to Origins because I've got a vintage Point Dread over here that I bought, and I got vintage Snake Mountain on the way that I'm going to restore, which means that when and if any of those versions come out in Origins, I'll just wait. And
When
So is
I-
that your-
This
is that your-
literally what happened to me the first when I got to see my sons, no? Right after birth, no? I just got these feelings and I say, oh God, the FOMO is strong within them.
yeah,
For sure.
the FOMO is what they're banking on. That's why all this stuff goes over there to Mattel Creations at an inflated price. Go ahead.
Yeah, a
Will.
good cure for
Yes,
FOMO though is you look at the
Corey,
stuff that's
exactly.
on the clearance shelves now that came out last year, and you realize like every time I pass by, I'm like, right now even the superpower stuff is just tons, full pegs everywhere. They've got
Speaking of superpowers, all three of you gents, listen to me on that. Okay, so we know that McFarlane Toys just recently gave us the teaser of the three figures in the Wave 3, the Wonder Woman, which looks a little off from what I understand.
Mhm.
I don't know what they mean by that because it looks fine to me for what it is. Of course, Deathstroke, the Terminator, is going to be in there, and Nightwing. And hopefully maybe an Invisible Jet and a Batmobile. We hope. They haven't said anything about those yet. All we've seen is the pre-production sketches for those. However, I have a sneaking suspicion that this Walmart exclusive is going to be like Wave 2 of Motu.
I hope not.
Oh, you don't understand how Walmart operates. If they
I don't even think they know how they operate.
Well, here's the thing. This is what happened. This is what happened with Motu. Okay, they get this exclusive deal with Mattel to put the Origins on the shelves only in Walmart. So Mattel says, okay, let's make 2 waves of figures, and we'll get the first wave out to Walmart, and then after they get them on the shelf, then we can ship them the second wave. Well, Walmart buys all that they need of the first wave, and they ignore the fuck out of the second wave, so it never reaches the freaking shelves in the United States. Maybe in limited quantities here and there, but not across the board like it should have been. So Mattel is sitting on all this stock that they have to get rid of because they can't afford to just let it sit in a warehouse, and they can't sell it anywhere in the United States except Walmart, and Walmart won't buy it. So
Yeah.
they ship that shit all overseas. And
I don't know
all
how it's
over
working
there,
now, but
England
even
and France
yeah,
and Germany and all those other places, and it never hit the shelf in the United States. And then all the FOMO people like me were buying it for inflated prices on damn eBay, Evil Bay,
FOMO
buying
is
shirts
real.
off for
Yes.
$72 on eBay. All right, so that's
Yes.
the same thing that's going to happen with
Yes.
superpowers.
Yes.
Okay,
no, I think
that
a
way
lot of it
is
has
never
to
going
do
to reach
with
the damn shelf in Walmart because Walmart
Jesus.
got their fill. If you go in Walmart right now, if you go in my Walmart
Mr.
right now, there's
I'm very sorry, Mr.
five-
Lago, but
there's like
again, I did
5 of them
open
damn
Pandora's
Batwings in
box.
there,
I didn't do that on
6
purpose. I didn't
Supermobiles,
do that on purpose. Oh,
6
God.
freaking
Don't-
Supermobiles, 5 Batwings, and the
And
shelves
a
are
partridge
overloaded
in a
with
pear
Green
tree.
Lanterns and Flashes and Gimp Batman and all this bullshit that and none of it is selling. Nobody's
Bill.
buying this shit.
Bill, watch your blood pressure. I'll tell you what. I happen to be in a slightly different market. So what I will do is during the
I'm
new
just
year,
in-
I'll make a run up to Guatemala City and I will check out my one and only Walmart up there and see if they have some displays of that new stuff from Toddy Mac that they're not putting out there in the States.
I have no doubt that you'll find zero of that. And I know that you're optimistic that some of this is going to hit shelves before Christmas. I have zero hope of that. I think that's not
I don't
gonna
have.
happen.
I don't have any intelligence needed.
I think it all has to do with automation. I think that everything is automated nowadays. There's no human interaction with the inventory system, or the people in the store have limited, interaction with it. I know I've been out of, like corporate retail for a while now, but like when we were there, unless I intervened and actually put in something, like noticed a shelf was empty, and then I looked in the system and it said we had 40 of this item and we had 0, and I
Right.
intervened, they would just never send it unless I did something about it. And
Yeah.
the Walmart, there's no direct. So when I was like in a smaller store, like a KB toy store or GameStop or anything, customers would give you feedback. You're the only person sitting there in a 2 or 3,000 square foot store, so you're talking face to face with your customers all the time, and they'd say like, "Hey, how come you don't have this thing?" And then you'd go, "You're right, I don't have that thing. Let me check. It
Yeah,
says I have that
distribution
thing, but I
is
don't
just
have
a
that
big
thing,"
mess.
and so on and so
GameStop's
forth.
gone to hell, Will. You know that, right?
I know. But like Walmart, there's no person. Like when you go to the toy aisle and you walk by and you go, "It's been the same shit for 3 months," or I noticed everyone else online, because we have these connections now where we're hearing about the inventory in a Walmart in California or all
Right.
over this country, and they have stuff and it's coming and going, and we don't have like a direct face to face with someone there, unless like you literally go and search for them or seek them out. I don't know if you could still
Well,
hear
the
me, Mike.
system seemed, I mean, maybe I have nostalgia goggles
Yeah.
on, but it used to be a little bit different. You would have a toy fair, and it wasn't for
Mhm.
consumers, it was for the people who would be purchasing for the big box stores. They would go and whatever company, Mattel, Kenner, whoever, they would say, "This is our lineup for this season." And they're talking about Christmas season. And they would say, "Here's what we're going to be putting out. What do you guys want? What do you want to order?" And they had a plan, and they would make sure that those shelves would be stocked at least for the Christmas season. And
Yeah,
it
because
it
I
just
have
seems like
I have 4 Walmarts that I could frequent, which were all within 15 miles of my house, right?
Hmm.
And from one to another, which is only like a 3-mile difference, completely different toy sections. I mean, the one that is farther away always has newer stuff. The one by me never has anything, and there's
Yeah.
just no rhyme or reason to it. And
Well,
then
it's
the
like
other
Adam.
store just
Yeah,
fits.
Adam was saying in the chat, our Canadian brethren still have Toys R Us, and he said sometimes Toys R Us is just as bad or worse than Walmart as far as
Well,
their
because
distribution.
Canadian
there's no
Toys R Us
human
is not the
interaction.
Toys R Us that we remember here in the United States.
Yeah,
That's true.
there's no human intervention. There's no one person who cares, and even if there is someone who cares, they're probably overburdened with doing all these other things, this busy work that corporates spit down on them, that they don't have time to manage the department like
Sure.
a toy manager should, staying on top of the sales trend, what's selling. It's just getting stuff, cramming it on the shelves, it's selling out, and then realizing that, you've been out of stock on something that
Well,
your
and to be
system is saying you
realistic,
have or something.
from a store manager point of view, your toys are sometimes a loss leader. You're not
Oh,
making profit
absolutely.
there
Oh, no.
like you
Yeah.
do on clothing, furniture, bric-a-brac,
Nope. Yeah,
sundries.
Walmart's entire toy department is, in their video game department, it's all just there just to, bring them in, and hopefully mom will buy some towels on the way out, or,
Well,
some,
Right.
what it's like, it's like the reason that the convenience stores have gas pumps outside.
Yes.
Gas
Yeah.
pumps bring you in, but they're not making money selling gasoline. They're selling money selling. They're making money selling you overpriced cakes and candies and bullshit inside the store.
yeah,
Yeah.
or a
And
little,
you want to see that at its most absurd, go to Bucky's down in Texas, because it's like a whole great big old carnival of consumer products and gas. And what do we got? Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, the OBS was excited that they still had Toys R Us in Canada. Unfortunately, that's not Toys R Us that like you remember, Denise, at all. From what I can understand, it's just.
well, was it always its own kind of thing though, or was it, did it
I'm
mirror
not
Toys R Us
sure.
even when it was
When-
started?
When Toys R Us went out of business and restructured, I don't know who ended up with the brand name, and they opened up those Canadian stores, and they're not what they were at all.
Right. And they've been experimenting with some miniature Toys R Us inside of was it Nordstrom's or Macy's, one of those fancier department stores. They've been doing that as well. I don't know how successful it is.
And Gap After Dark says he won't order anything from Amazon because all the action figures boxes were damaged and the outer box is fine. Hell, I've seen them fold the damn card back in half just so they could shove it in a box.
That's true.
And then I've also had them take the card back with the figure on it in the blister pack and stick it in a bubble mailer and send it to me so that it can be destroyed before it gets to me.
Yep. Same thing with Walmart and Target's online. They're just terrible when they send
And
things.
Radical Mom, I didn't know you were still in the house. I'm sorry that you had to hear me rant and say wordy dirge a minute ago, but sometimes the better of me comes about. Walmart should listen to you toy people. They're supposed to be selling there every time I go to Walmart. I can't find a person. Although it's the same thing in the United States. No, you're not going to find anybody to help you in Walmart. Who ever heard of that?
All right. I've just been informed by my boss that I need to go buy a pack of cigarettes, so I'll be back.
Your wife
If
smokes.
you guys, if you guys will be, it's right down the street. I'll be right back. But if you're not
I
back,
don't know if I'm going to be on.
yeah,
for
if you're
too
not
much
here when I
longer.
get
It's
back,
already
have a great night.
7-11 here.
If you are, I'll see you in a few.
All right. Thanks,
And
Will.
Radical Toys wants to know what Denise collects. I'll let Denise answer that because I know that she really doesn't collect anything. She just got stuff left over from when she had small children in the house, which she doesn't anymore.
Well, she
And,
does collect, knuckleheads like us that follow around in the chats because she's
That's
she's a
true.
hoot.
That's true. And let's see what Eldor says here. I've had the old folded and bent card backs here and there. Yeah. Well, Amazon's notorious for that because they have underpaid workers who have to work insane hours and have an insane workload put upon them because Bezos thinks that they don't work hard enough. So no matter how hard you work, there's an app following you around if you work in an Amazon warehouse. And if you work harder, then they make you pick more until you can't pick enough to keep up with it. And then they fire you and get somebody else to start all over again.
That just
So
seems dirty.
that's why your shit coming from Amazon's in the shape it's in. And And Radical, I don't really collect. I'll pick up a few things here and there that I like. She hangs out because she likes the ambiance here.
She comes for your magnetic personality, Bill.
LOL, chat knuckleheads are my fave. Yeah, she likes to hang out in the chat. She makes a great wrench. If a chat bot shows up, she'll be right on it, killing it right off the bat. And
or,
I had
Spanner for our UK friends.
there we go. And I had a chat bot show up in my Twitchy channel there, and I had to go over there and wrench it myself out of existence.
Well, you've arrived when the Naughty Bot show. That means
Well,
people are watching what you're
true.
doing.
I told Adam that when the sex bot showed up in his channel. I said, "You hit the big time now." And Denise says, "You guys are my age. I don't get to talk to adults anymore." Well, from what I understand, the people that she works with there at the diner or restaurant that she works in are all younger folks, so I could kind of understand that.
Yep.
I think my wife is in the house somewhere. I haven't heard from her except she sent me a text message that says that she was on her way home, and then she said here. So that means that she's lurking somewhere, but I haven't heard proof of that.
Well, we've been on a while, Bill. If you want to go and get you some supper,
Yeah,
I totally understand.
we've been on for 2 hours and 45 minutes. OBS says all the kids at work are in their 20s. Yeah, that means that they're kids. And Stutley says, I hope I don't qualify for knucklehead yet. We're all knucklehead, Stutley. I hate to inform you of that.
Knucklehead is a term of endearment. Well,
Yes.
at least in our group.
Yeah. And if I quit the stream now, I guess Will won't know because he's gone to go get his wife a pack of cigarettes and stayed on the stream. So let's see what happens when he gets back. And
Okay.
I'm used to you now, Bill. Okay. Well, every once in a while I let it out. And Elon needs to buy the YouTubes and fix that too. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. I mean, he's been threatening. Knucklehead indeed. Yeah, you're a knucklehead too there, Rolo.
Well, it is one of the better motorcycle motors. The old Harley Davidson.
That's true. That's true. They probably don't understand that reference, but I do. And Rolo, go start your freaking stream. It's perfectly okay for you to stream while I'm on here, because when I get off of here, I'm not coming back on anything Twitchy or YouTube's or anything. I'm going to go eat me some supper and go to bed. But I think I'm going to hang out a bit and see if Will shows back up from going to the store to get his wife a pack of cigarettes, which is interesting because his wife smokes cigarettes and he smokes a vape pipe. Have you tried them vapes yet?
I did try it, and I didn't have a hankering for it. I'm old school. I just like, regular old Marlboro or, something like it.
Same here. Same here. I like, what they used to say, Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
That's right. Which one was the one that's they're toasted? Is that Lucky Strikes or I can't remember.
Oh God, and I don't remember. I remember Lucky Strikes because my grandpap used to smoke those, and he smoked the ones with no filters in them and kept them rolled up on his sleeve up here.
Yep. When I was in the service, I started smoking the Camel non-filters, and that those are rough on you. So,
well, they say that the Camel cigarettes were supposed to have been made with a fine blend of Turkish tobaccos.
That's right. It's all marketing.
Of course. But if you smoke, and I do too, you know that different blends of tobacco do taste differently.
That is true.
And those cheap ass cigarettes that are made from the floor sweepings, those things are horrible. They're like smoking grapevines. Do you remember smoking grapevines when you were a kid?
I am originally a Tar Heel. I was born in North Carolina, where a lot of tobacco is grown. So yeah, we've seen all kinds of stuff come in and out. Hey, Adam, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Adam? I can't hear you, Adam.
Yeah, your audio's not on. Are you muted?
He's not muted on my end. He may be muted on his end.
We can see you, but we can't hear you, buddy. Boy, the gremlins are just everywhere tonight on the internet.
Nah. Some of those gremlins are our own doings sometimes there, Largo. No.
Now?
Yeah,
there you go.
We hear you now. And look, he's back from buying a pack of cigarettes. That was quick.
Yeah, that was pretty quick. I told you it was right down the street.
Adam, tout your merchandising there. Show us that T-shirt you got.
Oh.
Nice.
You got
Yeah.
merch?
Is that
You got merch? You got a merch store?
No, I don't. I actually had these made during when I first started the channel. I just did it for fun. A family,
very cool?
my brother had
Awesome.
them done up for me. So
Awesome to the max.
yeah, I should get a merch store eventually, though. Eventually, I'll get something out there.
I've actually got a merch store set up, but it's not for Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. It's for my some of my stuff that I'm doing over there on Neo Cities, but I could easily convert it.
It would be cool to see an X-Ray Boy T-shirt and a Radical Toys as well.
Yeah.
It's always room in the closet for more, toy fan T-shirts.
Oh yeah, for sure. Did you guys see the? I know you've seen this, Jim, Mr. Jim Largo. Remember the recent video that I did? I think it was Stronix was his name. He did that custom of web store, but he turned it into
Yes.
a scorpion.
Mhm.
Got to get him on the show because that was freaking cool. And I just realized that he does have a YouTube channel. So
Oh,
pretty sure
okay.
Yeah. Cool.
That was a very neat custom.
Talking about web store, it's either it is. It's Talos Dream Shop. If you've got web store and you want to have like spider legs coming out of his bag,
So the 2000X sort of ish.
yeah, Talos has got you hook up over there on Talos Dream Shop for Origins.
I think I did see those. I think I did see that. Those look pretty cool. Yeah, I'm trying to get the what's the Mr. Home Arcade. I messaged him, but
Well, he posted something today on his community tab.
yeah,
And underneath there, I posted, "I've got to get you on my show."
yeah.
So, which reminds me, on the phone you can't see the link to people's business email address, but if he's got a business email address, and I can hop over on his channel while I'm here on the old computer.
I think he does. I'm pretty sure I see one there.
I need to pop him an email and say, "Look, man, we need to get you on the show." I would
Yeah.
love to see him and talk to him about what he's doing over there because it is absolutely hilarious.
Did you see the diagram that he did? It was just amazing. It had
Yeah, that diorama. Yeah, the his display shelf with the diorama behind it, and the he went and downloaded these pictures of the Filmation background and had
Yeah.
them blown up so that they're big enough to fit on the wall behind his shelving. It's great. Ben Stutley says he smokes unfiltered rolled tobacco. The only thing it does for me, but in a vape, I could replace it if I swapped over. And that's if.
Yeah,
The problem with vaping, as opposed to actually smoking a cigarette, and I'm sure you experienced this, Mr. Vapor down there. When I tried to vape, I vaped the vape like I was smoking a cigarette.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it takes a while.
Not
I
supposed to do that.
I started and stopped about 3 or 4 times before it finally kicked in, and it wasn't until like I actually one of my employees was a vapor, and he kind of took me to the shop, and we went and we bought everything and got all set up, and then
Yeah,
it
but what
stuck.
you're supposed to do, you're supposed to take a toke off the vape, and that's like smoking a whole cigarette. And that don't do it for me. It's not just the tobacco.
Yeah.
And Adam, you and your mother laugh at me all the time. It's more about doing this.
Yeah.
About having
it's-
something in your hands, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
having something in your hand and something to do. When I'm not actually working, I end up smoking. And that
Yeah.
means when I'm sitting in the chair watching TV, I smoke like a freaking freight train. It pisses my wife off. She can't stand it.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Some of it's muscle memory. Some of it's just
We just get a kick out of it
gotta
because
have
we always
something.
see
Well,
your
let me
hands waving and
explain
there's
to
a
Corey
cigarette
what we're
in your hand, but
doing.
it's not
Okay,
lit,
Corey
and we-
says looks like we're killing ourselves cheaply. No, we're killing ourselves expensively. However, all of us want to unalive ourselves, but we don't have the guts to pull the trigger on a pew pew. So we're just going the long way round.
That's right.
And Radical Mom is a big fan of T-shirts. Yeah, I'm going to have to
Yeah.
make some Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures T-shirts and everything. By the way, Adam, I got contacted by a guy over on Instagram. I can't recall his name right now. Something like Nick Toons or something like that. And he's a caricature artist for magicians and people like that. And he kind of roped me into getting him to do a caricature of me and a backdrop. So I'm interested to see how that's going to turn out. It cost me $50 and he's a hard sell. At one point I had blocked him because I thought he was a scam artist.
He was just persistent.
He's very persistent. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I keep getting messages from these really like authentic women that want to talk to me just about stuff. They always say they saw my profile and they think I look like a fun person.
I'm sure that sounds legitimate as a damn a panel.
Yeah,
band.
yeah. I mean, I totally believe it, and I'm definitely willing to send them money. Corey
Well,
Schultz was
absolutely.
saying that they roll their own cigarettes there.
Mhm.
You know, a few years ago, maybe it's like 15 years ago now, here in Florida, they started these shops where you could go and like roll your own. Did you guys ever see that? You would go in there.
I
you
never
would
saw
buy,
that, but I can attest to this.
They had
I
a big
smoked
machine. You
rolled
would go in
cigarette.
and you would buy a carton's worth of tubes and
Mhm.
a bunch of tobacco. And you dump it in this machine. You'd put your tubes in, and then it would spit out a cart full of
That's the way
loose
you're
cigarettes
supposed
for
to
you
do it.
for about
But
$25. And
I,
then the government shut that shit down.
yeah, well, see,
Yeah.
I
It
try
only
to do it
lasted
the
for like a
old-fashioned way,
year or
but
so.
mine always looked like left-handed cigarettes, and so I quit trying on that one.
Well, you know, the government likes to get their tax money on our vices,
Yeah, it
so I
was
can
kind
imagine they
of
didn't
just
like
like you
that.
joined a club. It was like they had it like roped off. The machines were for club members only, but the tobacco store was like a front, so it was like skirting the taxes, I guess. On it. It was
Yeah. Well,
it,
you
it
know,
worked great, and they smoked great too. That's when I was a smoker, and I would go there, and buy them by the carton. I'd buy a couple cartons at a time.
yeah.
It takes you about 15 minutes to roll them all up, and and you had to pay your dues or whatever, but it was still far cheaper than smoking cigarettes.
Oh yeah.
Regular cigarettes.
And there
And
is a
then
different flavor when something's fresh. You know, people
I
don't
went
realize.
there, and there was just a big like orange sticker on the door saying like "shut down by the government." And I
Oh
was like,
yeah.
God damn it!
All
Yeah.
right, guys. Adam's feeling left out because we're all over here talking about smoking and all that shit. He doesn't smoke. But what he does have under his belt right now is a little bit of info, and I want him to share it with us if he can. What's coming out in Wave 12, man?
Wave 12 Origins, we've got the Snake Armor Skeletors coming. We've got Tongue Lashors coming. We've got it's one of the Sunman characters. I can never remember his name. He's dressed up in orange armor. I can't remember his name. And we've got mini comic Roboto.
Yeah, I saw the mini comic Roboto today. I didn't buy Roboto to begin with, and probably going to skip mini comic Roboto unless somebody gives him to me for Christmas. But
I
yeah,
think it's going to be cool. I mean, it's going to be the same thing as Wave 3. It's going to retain the action feature at least. So
it's going to be a strict repaint, is what it sounds to me like. Now, and this is going to be released in the stores, or is it going to be exclusive?
I didn't get the information on where it's coming yet. I just literally saw the photos. No idea if it's going to be exclusive or anything like that. I think it's going to be retail, though. I don't think it's going to be an exclusivity or anything like that.
No, thank you there, Eldor. Eldor tells you the name of that.
No, that's it. Yeah, no,
Mhm.
thank you. But the cool thing about Roboto, though, is they're going to put that little piece of heart inside of his chest, which I thought was kind of a cool little nod
that's
to the
nice.
Origins.
So
Yeah, the Masterverse Roboto has some sort of mechanism, but it doesn't move like the old school one did.
No, it doesn't. It's
Well, the
just
Origins
there
one
for-
did,
it's like
did
a
it not?
classic
The Origins
version.
one kept that play feature in it, right?
Pardon me?
The Origins version of Roboto, the gears moved in it. They kept that play feature in the Origins version, right?
Give me 1 second.
All right, Adam's going to show us.
He's got one handy.
Yay.
Yeah,
But
Roboto's
yeah,
always been one of my favorite characters, so I'm picking up the Masterverse version.
Okay, yeah, you
Yeah,
move,
make 'em
you
big.
move him back and forth, and his gears move. And does his mouth go up and down when you do that as well?
Sure does.
Yeah. Okay.
Very cool. I think that's one of the few that still has a play feature. Most of the Origins they've done away with that.
Speaking
Yeah,
of
the
Tongue
water
Lashore,
feature.
is Tongue Lashore got a play feature in him, or is it just going to be a stick-in tongue?
It's from what I understand, from what they said, it's just going to be a stick and tongue. I honestly I thought it was going to be deluxe because I thought he had an alternate head, but from what it looks like, it's in a single package, so it's going to be a stick and tongue.
And it's going to have the Snake Man packaging as well, I would assume.
Yeah, it does has a Snake Man logo and has like the snake scaly skin on the package. Same idea.
Okay. All right. Well, that's what we got to look forward to in Wave 12. But you don't have any idea when that's actually going to be released.
Not yet. I'm going to be on top of that the moment it drops, though. I'm
All right,
actually waiting to see the back of the package art because I like to see that because that'll show you like the cross sell of the
right.
action features and all that other crap. That's what I'm waiting for.
Well, I remember it was several months from the time that they announced Randor to when we actually saw Big Bad Toy Store doing the pre-orders for it. And then it was a long time after that before they actually got their stock. And all their stock was foreign because Big Bad wants to release it as quickly as possible, so they'll release the foreign releases first.
Yeah, the one I'm excited about, of course, I'm more of a Masterverse guy, is the Prince Adam announcement. I'd love to see if we're going to get skinny little Prince Adam like we saw in some of the later cartoons, or how they're going to do that.
I'm kind of thinking that they'll probably, hopefully with any luck, it'll be New Eternia Prince Adam, because it'd be kind of cool if they did something like red vest and blue vest for, mini comic version. So that would be kind of cool. I'm hoping they'll go down that road, do something like that.
I would like to see them release another release of Prince Adam as well with the blue vest and with a alternate more head like they did with He-Man. The He-Man
that would be pretty cool. Yeah.
Well, that's one thing with was it 2000X when they redesigned his character and they slimmed him down, kind of made him more like you do with Captain Marvel, where Billy Batson and Captain Marvel look different. And they kind of carried that over with Revelations too. I like that design for Adam better.
Well, let me interject here because I've been thinking about this for a while. All right, so the first time that we ever saw a Prince Adam character was in DC Comics, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, should be.
The way he was presented there was radically different, in my opinion, than it was on the Filmation cartoon show. He was more of a carouser, a drinker, and womanizer.
Yep.
However,
kind of like what was Zorro's alter ego?
Don
Diego,
whatever. Yeah,
right.
But here's the thing: there was a scene in the DC comic miniseries where He-Man was going through the jungle and he met with some jungle people and he knew them and they knew him. But it never went anywhere. But in my head, it did. So when Adam was younger, he was separated from his family and grew up in the jungle with the tribe of He. And they taught him all the things that he needed to know to be a jungle man as a small child. And he eventually made his way back into civilization and where he met the sorceress and became He-Man and was reunited with his family. And that's the way I jibed that up with what we saw in the very first mini comic and able to kind of be a true believer and make up a story that makes sense.
Right, because in the mini comics, he was from a savage tribe. He wasn't Prince Adam that we knew.
There was no Prince Adam in the original 4 mini comics, and even in
he was in an ancient tribe, and there was only one female.
Yeah, at least it was in the picture. But even in this, he was just He-Man. And this, I think, this was the first appearance of King Randor. This is the only story from the original storyline in which Zodak appears as well.
Huh. I'm still waiting for somebody to make a good Burger King custom out of Randor.
It's happening. It's happening. I've got the burger to stick in mine's hand.
Well, I did the animation. Did you see the animation I did? I did.
He's holding that burger in his hand.
Nice touch.
I
don't know why. He always reminds me of Burger King.
Embed my stream into his stream on Twitch, which is something I guess you can do on Twitch. But I'm ignorant. I don't know how to do that. And
I was looking at it. I created an account on Twitch and I was able to find you very easily, but I can't wrap my head how to link them both together.
It's weird. I don't know what I'm doing over there on Twitch. I'll be happy to tell anybody who asks me, "Do you know what you're doing on Twitch?" Hell no, I don't. I know how to. I'm using the tool at StreamYard to dual stream over there, and it's doing all the work for me, and I'm doing absolutely none of it. And when I finish my stream tonight, I'll get an email from Twitch telling me that I can view all this bullshit over there in Twitch in my Twitch dashboard, and I never go and do it.
Well, Bill, maybe what we need to do is ask real nicely and see if Grindhead will do an offline workshop for us to figure out how all this stuff works. He's been doing it for a minute.
He'd be more than happy to. He's helped me on numerous occasions doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is Eldor saying here? The other Motu Netflix series kind of did a spin on that with Prince Adam being lost from his family there. Yeah, he's talking about the CGI version. Yeah.
Which is pretty good. The only thing
not bad. Actually, the spirit of He-Man is in that where it was not in Revelation, in my opinion.
I keep forgetting to check it out. This is like the third time I've said, like, I'm going to check that out, and I haven't.
If you can get past the cringy character of Ram Mam, other than that, the show's pretty good.
Yeah,
and of course, was it the second or third season? They did the whole shtick where Ram Man joins Skeletor and becomes.
It's Ram Mam.
Yes.
Yeah. Ram Mam. It's ma'am. It's ma'am.
Oh boy.
Everybody knows that video. I think everyone's seen that.
God. All right, let's not go down that rabbit hole.
We're not. No.
Anyway, but yeah.
I've never seen it. I just couldn't resist.
It's actually It's the same with the new. I know a lot of people don't like it, but a lot of the vintage aspects are actually in there, which is the new She-Ra Princess of Power cartoon. If you can get past the animation, the story is good. It's actually they're portraying Catra as the main villain, which she actually normally was when the toy line first started. It wasn't Hordak. A lot of people get that confused. So I like that aspect of the cartoon, and it has a good story if you can get past.
Well, the reason Hordak is with She-Ra is that's Filmation all around right there. Yep. Filmation wanted a real villain for the She-Ra to fight, so they co-opted Hordak over there. But in the toy line, Hordak was never with She-Ra. He was always strictly a He-Man villain, and the whole mini comic storyline with Hordak in it is totally different than what you saw in Filmation. Yep.
Now, with the Netflix She-Ra show, they really kind of tried to expand on the whole idea of princesses of power, that there were all these different...
The other thing was they didn't have the rights to do He-Man at all. All they had the rights to do was the She-Ra and She-Ra characters. So that meant no Hordak, no Prince Adam, no connection to He-Man whatsoever. So
the object to that, Will, was they're basically what they're doing is they're bringing all the princesses together to take on the Horde. That's why they're calling it Princesses of Power, because there's Frost is a princess, what's her name? Glimmer's a princess. They're all princesses basically.
You get a tiara, and you get a tiara, and you get a tiara.
Yeah.
Everybody look under your seat. You have a tiara. You're all princesses now.
Well, I wrote a note here on my little scratch pad, so now I will definitely check them out, because if I don't write it down, I'll forget.
Yeah, the CGI cartoon has the spirit of He-Man in it, whereas Revelation did not.
I loved the animation in Revelation. I thought the animation style was fantastic.
But... when I saw the first time I saw Evelyn take that helmet off, my jaw just dropped. I was like, just beautiful. Yeah, even just awesome.
Ben Stutley says, dumb newbie question, but is Twitch more based in the gamer community? I have a log in now and have watched a couple of streams. Seems a bit clunky on my end with loads of stuff I don't need. Yeah, exactly. Twitch was designed for gamers to game and you to watch them gaming on. That's what it was originally designed for. Then Amaranth and all of these cam whores came over there, and they decided to do their cam girl shows, And to get around the nudity thing, they would call it a hot tub stream. And so they would make these little blow up hot tubs and set them up on their porch or whatever, and they would lounge around in next to nothing and stream that way. And of course, incels would come and watch this shit and send them all kinds of money, thinking that they may have a chance with this beautiful cam girl. Well, that's just like thinking that you're going to go home with the stripper down at the strip bar. No, you're not. And you're not allowed to touch either. You can only look, even while she's lap dancing on you.
And you're trying to tell me that these Instagram girls aren't real, the ones that keep messaging me? Or no?
No. I'm sorry, Will, but no, you have no chance with them. So you can give
They
that.
really didn't see my
They'll be happy
profile.
to show you their farts, though, because Amaranth has been farting in jars and selling her
Lord.
farts. And
Well, on the upside, there have been some musicians who are trying to get noticed, who've been using Twitch to show some of their music. So there is some positive
you're
stuff.
Still here, and you're listening to me talk about these cam whores over there on Twitch selling farts in jars. I apologize to you, Adam.
I do know that there is some good stuff on Twitch. Rollo, Master Maniac Mexico.
Yeah.
The
doing
just
wonderful things
chatting,
on
the just chat. There's different.
no, there's a lot of wholesome
categories.
Sure, but I think embraced by a younger generation. I think they're really into it. So, not that there isn't a place for old fogies like us, but
what is the can you can monetize on Twitch? Obviously, is there a certain amount account? Like it's like where YouTube's 1,000. Is there a certain amount?
50.
It's 50.
If you get 50 subscribers over there, you can monetize.
Okay. Is there a certain amount of watch hours?
That's what the appeal to Twitch is to anybody that's live streaming. Is the path to monetization is much easier over there than it is over here.
yeah.
Well,
Okay.
and you don't have as much censorship as you do with YouTube. There's certain things if you say you'll get swatted or you get your hand smacked.
Will, I'm happy to let you know that Rollo said that you have a better chance with him on Twitch than you do with the cam.
Oh, darn. Well, I'm happily married. I don't take any of those seriously. I just block them. But it seems like every day I get one.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. World Metaphor Board. I'm not going to be doing a hot tub stream. No
Hey,
time soon.
I tune in. I got.
What you need to do, Bill, is get you a little
Yeah.
miniature hot tub and get all your Motu figures in the hot tub
All right,
and do a stream
the
that way.
You know
only-
what?
the only
That
thing-
would
the
be
only thing-
cool.
The only thing I have, okay, guys, the only thing that I have that's anywhere near a jacuzzi or a hot tub is my bathtub, and I would have to fart in the water.
Oh God, God, dear Lord.
Poor man's hot tub. Bless your heart.
We should totally do that some night. All the He-Man figures in the bath and just. I don't know.
Oh boy.
You're still here. Screw your feelings. Wow, Mama Sue
right.
spanks for people getting out of line. Okay, there's a lot going on over there in Twitch. It was originally designed for gaming, and it has degenerated into a lot other than that. I think some of the main grifters over there have been watching TV and streaming themselves watching TV. I don't understand that, but they're making money doing it. More
If
power.
you could make money doing it,
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah, it's kind of like the what is it? Reaction
Hot
videos.
tub.
That's
Get in the
hot
hot
on
tub.
YouTube too, where they'll show a trailer or they'll show them watching something and how they react to it. It's like,
James
They
Brown,
always-
hot tub. Get in the hot tub. Get in the hot tub. I'm gonna get in the hot tub. Oh, that's too hot.
oh, we're definitely
Bill,
in the
you're
downward
ranting.
spiral.
I told you your
Yeah.
magic would do great on Twitch. Just get used to it, buddy.
Hot tub
Magic.
magic. Hot tub magic.
The problem with magic online is, first of all, you have to
Where'd
have
I
a
add the
trick.
card?
Yeah, you have to have a trick that you can show online that plays well.
Well, if you
And-
do hot tub magic, Bill, you can definitely say there'll be nothing up your sleeve. 'Cause you won't have any
I don't
sleeves.
wear sleeves anyway.
Where could the
But,
card be?
But the problem with close-up magic, okay, is that it is designed to be performed with a spectator as a helper. In other words,
Well,
you do it right there in their hand, and somehow I haven't figured out how to get your hand into my hand across the screen. So
what you
Uh,
need is a lovely assistant in a nice outfit who is your, on-screen partner.
and I've thought about doing some street magic too, which is a misnomer, by the way. David Blaine, thank you very much for calling busking street magic. But going out into the street and doing magic to people who don't give a shit and don't want you to approach them, which is
You
why
know, that would be a funny stream too if you just walked up to people and they were like, "Get away from me!" You're like,
all
"Okay."
right. Once again, you brought me up to, so most of you guys don't realize this. Okay, David Blaine produced a special called Street Magic, and what he
Yeah,
did.
I remember that.
Now, look, I'm not knocking Blaine. Okay, Blaine is a damn good magician. Okay, but Blaine went down to the magic store. He got a few things from the magic store. I won't mention what they were, but I know exactly what they were from watching his special. And he went out in the street with a camera crew behind him. Okay, with a camera crew behind him, which in the streets of New York will attract people to you because they want to be on camera, which meant that they would perform for him as well. In other words, their reactions were not exactly genuine. Yes. Okay. And he filmed this. And look, what you don't see is you don't see all of the bad reactions that he got. All he showed you was the good reactions that he got. He didn't, I think he did show a couple of times the people who didn't want to have shit to do with him and would just walk off from him. He did show that a couple of times, but that happened more often than not. But you don't realize that. And then you have Chris Angel, who his spectators are actually in on it with him, and they're paid, so they know what he's doing, and their reactions are totally ingenuine. Did you know that, Radical Toys?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Bill, one time at the mall, I had some kid come up to me and start doing magic in my face with a camera and stuff. And I just
Yeah.
grabbed my wallet because I'm like, I'm not getting pickpocketed. And I was like, get away from me. And I walked away.
Anytime you see something from a general
That-
thumb, though, from seeing
That
the
is
scene,
well,
there's
see,
that-
that's what happened after David Blaine came along. All the kids
I felt
went down
bad.
to the magic store and bought the same shit he had, and they ran in the streets because they wanted to be David Blaine. And
Yeah.
so instead of entertaining people with a busking act like you would see like at a street fair, the man set up with a table in front of him and his hat out, and he's doing a magic show, and he knows how to get a tip.
I'm sorry, if I'm walking to work, I just want to go to work. I don't want to see
Yeah,
a magic
you don't approach perfect
Yeah.
strangers at a fucking bus stop. Okay, you set a
Well, it
table
brings up a
up.
good point. Adam, what kind of street performers do you guys have up there in Canada? Do you have something like that?
don't see anything like that here.
Really?
Not in my area. Nope.
Well, in San Francisco and places like that, there are areas where there's nothing but street performers. It's just a street full of street performers.
The only ones
Right.
we see here are the homeless ones. That's all we see.
We do have some buskers
Yeah.
here that they'll come to the stoplights and they'll do juggling, they'll do riding the unicycle, that kind of stuff.
That's
Mostly,
hilarious. That'd be so
Yeah.
funny to see here because we just don't get stuff like that. We only
Yeah.
see it on TV.
I know a fellow by the name of Jimmy Talks a Lot, and he travels all over the United States, and he is an excellent busker. He knows how to do what's called building a tip. Building a tip is the crowd in front of you. Okay, you start out with a ballyhoo that brings the crowd in, and then you perform your magic show or whatever act that you're doing, and then you do what's called passing the hat.
right.
And there's a whole ballyhoo that goes with that, and your hat fills up with money, and that's how you make money doing it. But I'm sorry, 12-year-old Mr. I want to be David Blaine, walking up to a perfect stranger who's busy and needs to get to work and trying to do a magic trick on him is not going to make you any money.
Bill, I just wrote it down. Hot tub Twitch stream street magic. I wrote it
you
down.
build it, Will. You'll get an audience.
Uh,
Yeah. Poor Bill.
It's been a
Now I
long
wonder
day.
though, where does
We'll get to
is
rest.
busking part of the from the carnival kind of culture? Did that come from there? As far
Yeah,
as the,
it's kind of like that. Like I used a carny term called ballyhoo. Have you ever
Mhm.
heard that before?
I've heard the term.
No,
Now,
the ballyhoo is what is what you say to bring the people in to
Mhm.
your store. Like if you've got the bearded lady inside of a tent or whatever it is that you're trying to get people to come and see.
Right.
You have this spiel that you've heard it all before. Step right up, step right up.
Right.
That's the one that you think.
The
Well, it's
the
not just
barkers.
that. It's more than that. It's the way you say it, and it's what you say, and it's kind of like a thumbnail on YouTube. Let's just say it's
Sure.
clickbait. Okay. It's bait to bring you in, and then once you get in the show, then you have what's called the blow off when it's over with,
Mhm.
and the blow off is where you make your money.
So, Bill, you're kind of an aficionado about magic and stagecraft. What is the difference between a old school stage magician who would go and rent a theater, put on a tux, and do a show versus what you get with carnival magicians?
It's pretty much the same thing, except the stage magician has got a lot more money and talent and
Mm,
ability to buy a venue. Okay.
I got you.
The carnival magician, he cannot buy a venue, but he can get himself onto a midway somewhere and put up a tent and do a show inside there. A lot of times, he would be part of a group that had a tent, and you would have several different things that you would see in there. And usually, the last thing that you saw would be the magician, and he would usually do something like a blade box.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of the blade box?
Hmm.
Okay. For those of you who don't know what a blade box is, it's a box that blades can be inserted into. Okay. And usually they would bring out a scantily clad lady,
Called
possibly even nude, or really, we're going to make her nude, yeah, right? And we're going to stick her in the blade box. And then we're going to put blades all in the blade box. Now, what's the blow off on that? Well, the blow off is for only $1, you can come up and look inside the blade box and see how this trick is done.
Right.
Now, we're not really looking in the blade box to see how the trick is done. We're looking at the blade box to see what's in the blade box, if you catch my
There might
drift.
be a girl in there who's naked.
Right. There might be a naked lady in that blade box. So you want to pay $1 to come up here. And that's the blow off. That's where you get your money. You don't get that in a stage magician show. Thurston didn't do that. But as far as the tricks that you might see performed, they're pretty much the same. They may be presented differently. Does that answer your question, Largo?
Yes, sir. It just kind of reminds me of something I saw recently advertised. You know who Guillermo del Toro is?
Yeah, I do know who he is. Hold on. Not body shaming you, Bill.
I was
But
laughing
you
at
look
that one.
lovely in a hot tub. It's not my reason for arriving. Oh, all right. Thank you again. Slightly.
Woof.
I'm happily married.
Indeed.
Oh.
Anyway, Guillermo del Toro is doing a show on Netflix called Cabinet of Curiosities. And I haven't seen the episodes yet, but it looks very similar to like Night Gallery. Remember the Rod Serling?
Yeah.
So it'll be little vignettes or little horror episodes based on that idea of the old Cabinet of Curiosities, or like the Carney folk would do sometimes, where they'd have something behind the curtain where you'd pay $1 or
Yeah.
cents or,
There would always be something like that in a Carney show.
Mhm.
And like I said, that's the blow off. That's where the real money is made. Okay.
Right.
The real money is not made by looking at the curiosities that are in there that you paid a quarter to see. It's the blow off at the end where you have to pay $1 or more to see something, and that's something that's enticing. And like I said, once you paid your $1, there are no refunds, and what you see is not what you think you're going to see, and that's the end. Get the hell out. And I got a new crowd to get up here, a tip to make, and get them in here so we can get these people through here. So that's
Right.
kind of how that works.
Now, did you ever see the remake of Fright Night? You remember that? It was kind of an 80s.
I'm
Sure.
aware
Oh,
of what
it's
you're
a vampire
talking about,
movie?
but I didn't watch
Yes.
it.
Yeah. I remember the original.
The original was fun.
There
One
you
thing
go,
I like.
Sully. Rollo's going to take you up on the hot tub. He's going to do hot
Oh,
tub
boy.
down there in Mexico. And a
That'll be
Godzilla
interesting. When they did a remake of Fright Night recently, two things I liked about it. One, David Tennant, the 10th Doctor, plays in that as he plays a stage magician, and he's definitely making fun of people like David Blaine and some of the others, Chris Angel, that kind of stuff.
Ooh, Chris Angle,
Mhm.
my queen.
So I was gonna say, if you haven't seen that one, check out the Fright Night remake. You'll get a chuckle out of that. If for nothing else,
I'll have
but
to
for
check that. Is that on Netflix? You said
I think it might be. It has been. I don't know if it's on there currently, but it's
Fright
worth
Night.
checking out.
Fright
You guys-
Night.
Have you guys ever seen the show called Carnival? They all had like 1 or 2 seasons, but it's basically
Yeah.
a carnival, but it's on a train, so it's like mobile. It's like a
It
mobile.
was on
carnival.
HBO, and I think it only lasted
Was it?
like one season. Yeah, it was really good.
Sounds interesting.
It was really cool because they had all that stuff that you guys mentioned, like the bearded lady and all those weird people.
There
but
was
I don't know
right.
if
There
that
was a show. Oh, go ahead, Adam. Sorry.
I was just wondering, is that something like in real life that you would see in real life, like a carnival on
Okay,
wheels?
okay.
Is that a
Let me
thing?
answer that. Because I'm a little more up on this kind of stuff. Yes, back in the day, they used to have, and usually it would be in a carnival or a circus. It was called a freak show. Okay, and you pay 50 cents to go into the freak show, and they would show off freaks in there. There would be a tattooed man or a tattooed lady that had tattoos over 90% of their body. And they would generally be wearing next to nothing, so you could see all their tattoos. And that was part of going in there to see it, was to see that, not necessarily the tattoos. There would be a bearded lady. That would be a lady who had hair upon her face. There would be a fat lady in there. She'd be a humongously huge, obese person. And most people back in those days were not fat. They couldn't afford to be fat. And just anything that you can imagine. I think Lobster Boy was one of them. He died several years ago. He lived in Florida, but he had like 4 hands that looked like lobster claws.
You ever see the
Right.
movie Freaks? It was like made in the 30s.
Yeah,
You ever see it?
Freaks.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was kind of a cringy movie, but yeah, it's worth watching.
I mean,
I
it
would
was
watch
pretty
it just
sad.
for the guy who had no arms and no legs. He had like a burlap sack, but in the beginning of the movie, he takes tobacco and a cigarette. He rolls a cigarette, lights it, and smokes it with no arms and legs. It's super impressive. Just
Yeah. But yeah,
And
they had
very-
such things. They had such things, Adam. And the problem is, it doesn't play very well today. There are still a few of them left. I think the Boardwalk has a few freak shows on it, but mainly they're they're people who nail nails up their nose and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, people like P.T. Barnum and other.
Ringling
What's
Brothers. Do you remember when they did the unicorn?
The reason. Oh, here we go. The reason freak shows don't make any money today is because you don't need to pay 50 cents to see the freaks. You can go on TikTok and you can see them all day long. You can see
Right.
the bearded lady over there. You can see the tattoo freaks. You can see the lady with different colored hair. You can see all the freaks for free now. You don't need to go to the freak show to see them.
Well, and it was incredibly exploitive. There were people who had true physical deformities, and that was one way for them to get work, and they were taken advantage of. They often they didn't get the money from the shows that would go to whoever the carnival barker was or whoever's promoting it. People who had like Siamese twins, that was also popular. There was a show.
The pinheads. You ever heard of the pinheads?
Yeah, and that's another
We
physical
accept you.
abnormality that's
Yeah.
a real medical condition. I don't know which channel it was, but there was a show called American Horror Story. Was that HBO? American Horror Story did at least one season where they focused on one of these type of freak shows or carnivals, and some of that was definitely based on real history.
Well, the Elephant Man was a real story,
Hmm.
and he started out as a in a freak show.
Yeah.
If you've ever read the story, his name was not John Merrick; it was something else. Merrick. John Merrick was the name they gave him in the movie about it. But
Right.
he had a severe form of elephantitis that deformed his face, his head, his whole body, and he tried his best to earn a living without going into the freak shows. He tried to sell haberdashery there for a while, and of course nobody would buy anything from him because he was horrible looking, and he ended up in a freak show. And from there, I think he ended up living in the hospital for the rest of his life as being studied by the person who ran that hospital. But if you want to see what it was kind of like, reading the story of the Elephant Man would be. And I'm talking about the story, the real one. I'm not talking about the fictional adaptation that they made movies of him. Gap After Dark. American Horror Story was on the FX network.
That's right. Yeah, it was an interesting show.
And
if you like
you can watch
body
it on
horror.
Hulu. 11 seasons of it, as a matter of fact. And Bill, are you signed up to a circle or brotherhood of magic where you can't share secrets? Previous comment was only intended as a laugh. Ignore it. I didn't see the previous comment except about
I
body
think that was
shaming.
the one about you.
Your
Looking good in,
your magic hot tub.
Oh, well, yes, I am currently a member of the IBM. My membership is about to lapse. The IBM is the International Brotherhood of Magicians. There is a ring in Memphis called Ring 16. It's one of the oldest IBM rings in operation in the United States. And
So is it similar to like the associations that clowns have?
yeah, it's kind of like that.
Okay.
And of course, there is a hierarchy, whereas mimes are the most hated, and then clowns come underneath that, and then magicians and so forth.
Well, at least you're in some good ilk there.
Yeah.
You've got friends in low places, Bill.
But yes, I am a member of the IBM, and the IBM membership dues are quite expensive, and I'm probably going to let that lapse. So I'll never be in the Order of Merlin, like my friend Steve Thomas, who has been a guest on this show. There is another organization called the AMA, the American Magicians Magical Association, or whatever. It's the same thing, and yeah. And
Now, is that sort of association more beneficial if you're booking gigs and trying to perform publicly?
An interesting question and must be answered.
That's what I'm here for.
And this has nothing to do with magical secrets, so don't think that I'm releasing any information that's secret. But let me tell you something about the magical associations, and I think this even goes for the circle or what circle magic circle that's over there in the UK. All right. Professional magicians generally avoid these places. They may have a membership in it for their own purposes, but you don't see them often at the meeting. What you see at the meetings are poor individuals who have no social life, who have resorted to doing magic to try to build a social life and are doing so very poorly. And the only place that they have to perform is to other magicians at the magic meeting when they go to it.
Really?
Oh, it's
kind
really
of like me with toy collecting.
Now you bring up another point, and I'm going to talk about that for a minute. And I'm not trying to knock anybody that's here with me now. You're all my friends, and I love you all. But in every hobby that I've ever had, especially when you get online people, and let's just say Doctor Who, for instance, okay? Back in the day, I would get on IRC and go on Doctor Who chat, and I would meet all these wonderful and interesting individuals on there who had lots of things to say that just interested me greatly. And you think you know these people until you go to your first convention, and you find out that that most interesting person that you thought was just somebody that you wanted to hang out with all weekend at the convention doesn't bathe and smells like piss.
You know, I heard when I was going to Joe Fest, I heard that this rumor might be true, but I got to tell you, it wasn't that bad. At least, you know, in my experience. But in the forum we're talking about, you know, get ready to smell some ripeness. It wasn't that
Yeah.
bad.
When I lived in California, I went to a few of the comic conventions, and it's mostly the cosplayers, because when you put on some sort of a costume and you're in a very hot venue and there's not a lot of ventilation, yeah, you definitely get some funk going. So there is some truth to that rumor.
Well, I've gone to one sci-fi convention in my life, and it was the 1998 Visions in Chicago, Illinois. And it was the one and only time that I ever went. And I went over a Thanksgiving weekend. I abandoned my family to go and meet Sylvester McCoy and the guy who played Turlo. I can't think of his name right now, and a whole bunch of other people from Doctor Who were going to be there. And I was going to get to meet all these people that I had met online in Doctor Who chat, and most of them were sane individuals. Some of them were not, and you cannot find that out until you meet them in person.
So, Will, what he's saying is the jury's still out on us. He's not sure.
Ben's killing me. Ben just said, "I'll take my coat." Did you see what Ben wrote? They caught red-handed. I'll get my coat.
I'm sorry, but I think all hobbies have them in it, and you don't find them until you go to a place where you can see them all. And yes, I know it's a wonderful weekend. You can have fun with everybody and hanging out in the bar with these people that you always wanted to meet. It's fun, but there's always one, maybe two of these poor people who just have no life, and you know
well,
what I'm
you know, like if you're meeting someone for the first time, you might
thank you, Eldor Mark Strickson. He was there. I actually have an album here somewhere of pictures. Yes, back then we had photographs, and I have an album of photographs. It's a little scrapbook of when I actually I met Louise Jameson there.
Cool.
I met Carol and John there, and these ladies were much older than I was, and they were so beautiful.
Yeah,
they were.
Leela was one of my favorite companions. So
when I met her, she looked more beautiful in her older age than she did on the television show. Now she doesn't look like that now, unfortunately. But she had this little streak of gray right here across. Right here. Oh man, that was so sexy.
And that's one of the great things with Big Finish is when you're doing audiobooks, nobody's looking at what you look like today.
Exactly.
They just hear that voice. And to see some of the classic doctors and companions to be able to do those stories and audio adventures is really nice. But I'm glad Will had a good experience when he went to what was it?
I did.
Joke. It started out as
Retro.
It started as I was going to say it started as Joe Fest, but by the end of it, everybody was calling it Valicon because Valiverse pretty much dominated.
Took it
It
over.
really did. Yeah.
But I have never been to a toy convention. I've been to what Mama used to call the doll show in Memphis, but it wasn't really a doll show. It was more like a bunch of booths with all kinds of toys.
Sure. And
you go around and you look at what they have there. That's about the closest thing to a toy convention that I've ever been to. And then like when I went to Visions, they had panels and I attended a couple of those panels, but I didn't have real fun until I got out there on the vendor floor.
We don't have any of
Oh,
those here either. I've always wanted to go to like a Comic-Con or something like that. It's nice seeing them on TV because we don't have that stuff here. So
Well, Adam, do you have any like swap meets or flea markets, like we call them?
we do. We actually have a very big flea market that I very much enjoy going to every year. It's the entire province gets together and they get together at what's called the Sussex Flea Market.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically a football stadium large. It's literally that size. They have a website. You can actually check it out.
Oh,
It's pretty
nice.
cool. They have like an aerial view that you can see of it.
Wow.
And that's kind of where I kind of go around and get some. You can see a lot of the old cool goody toys and stuff like that. But it's a mixture of everything. They have like
Yeah.
food vendors, barbecue, all that other stuff too. But I love it. It's my favorite thing to go to every year. Just to see the people, just to have the gathering. People from my hometown and stuff like that are up there, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, a lot of the toy hunting that we used to do, going to vintage stores and antique markets and things, there's not much there anymore. But that was always fun, was to go to those kind of swap meets and things, and you'd find some great bargains and neat things that you kind of sort of remember, but especially like some of the older toys from the 60s and 70s, which were before our time, but maybe you've seen as hand-me-downs or what have you. And
It's kind of like the
Mostly,
double-edged sword of the internet. All this info is available to us, but there's no more like surprise.
well, mostly though,
discovery.
yeah.
Because everything's
A
available.
lot of the flea markets you see now are basically retail prices and stuff, so it's kind of
Exactly.
a shame. I kind of missed the aspect of that, but people are like, "Well, what do you want to go there? It's just retail prices now." I'm like, "Well, that's not the point. The purpose is just to get around, see the people. It's just to see people liking, enjoying the exact same thing. That's the whole point of it for me."
yeah, nowadays it's like before you go to haggle with somebody, they're on their phone checking, what's this selling for on eBay and what can I try to. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, exactly.
We've lost that discovery
You had
and
an
wonder.
experience trying to sell some toys recently that didn't quite go the way you wanted it to as well.
No, I mean, I can't really say one way or the other. If it was kind of an impromptu show, it was thrown together. It was in a small venue, and there were a lot of people. There was another toy show going on close by on the same day, or it was like a sports card or sports memorabilia show. Other factors, but just people weren't interested in what I had. It was most of the people buying. I think were a lot of like cross vendors buying from each other and stuff.
Right.
Right.
But
And that's something that's tough too with these, is a lot of people don't realize when you're trying to do this as a vendor, booths are expensive. You pay a premium.
That's why
tons of shows around here, but-
to get a booth, what you do is you go in with somebody.
Mhm.
2 or 3 of you have to go in together and set up a
Yeah.
booth. Or if you're Grindhead Jim and you're friends with whoever's running it, you get your booth for free. But
They
Yeah,
do
that
it.
does come in handy.
We're like an hour south of or like an hour and a half, 45 minutes south of Orlando. We're about 2 hours north of Miami. So we're like kind of in the middle. And there's not much right here, but if I drive an
So,
hour and a half or 2
basically
hours,
what
I could
you're
go to a
telling
toy
me-
show every weekend.
basically what you're telling me, Will, is you live in the middle of the Okefenokee swamp.
No, it's not too bad. I mean, it's a pretty big city. We have over 250,000 people in our city. It's one of the biggest cities like on the coast, but it's just not like that kind of stuff hasn't really
Well,
caught
out
on
of
here. They had a
curiosity-
Comic-Con one time, and
Out of,
it was
out of
pretty
curiosity,
cool.
Will, how close are you to Adam from or not Adam? What's his name? John from Super Awesome Geek Show.
But where does he live? I don't know. I'm on the
He lives
East
somewhere in
Coast.
Florida.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm just north of West Palm Beach, so
Okay.
that's usually
I'm
what
sure
people
y'all are
know.
within driving distance of one another because
Oh yeah, I mean,
the state of
anywhere in
Florida is no
Florida.
bigger than the state of Mississippi, and everywhere in Mississippi is within driving distance from me. So.
Right. Well, he has been able to rub elbows with the fella from was it Reclaimers Vintage?
Yeah, he actually lives in the same city that I do, and I didn't
Wow,
know that
that's cool.
until we were at Joe Fest, and I was mentioning how I was going to drive home, and he was like, "Where do you live?" And I told him, and he's like, "I live there too. What the hell?"
Cool.
Like, yeah.
Small world.
Pretty crazy, yeah.
Oh yeah, whenever you get really involved in anything, you
Mhm.
find out that the world gets a little smaller to you. And Master Versal is fixing to leave, and you have a good day there, Eldor. Now, here's the thing. Unfortunately, it's already 8:00 here. You
I gotta
guys
head
stick
out soon,
around
too.
on us to stop the show. You can leave if you like, but I think Will, you wanted to speak with me and Largo too. So we're gonna close the show off, and you guys can stay in the green room if you like, and I'll put you back on. We'll talk after the show. OBS says she's in Pennsylvania, and One Man at Cardboard said he grew up just north of the swamps in Louisiana. Yeah, it is a thing, and. I'm going to say good night to everyone in chat. I'm glad y'all were here. We enjoyed the show. I want to thank my guests for being here. Remember, everyone, together we shall triumph, and we're going to end this show right now.
Special thanks to these supporters on Patreon. Without your help, these adventures would not be possible. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's adventure, please hit like and subscribe and share the video.